All right, here we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and happy Sunday. My name is Chris. This is We Love Comics, and we got some good books I'm going to be auctioning off today. Some I mentioned, some I have not mentioned, and the last one is definitely going to be some people's personal holy grails. So hopefully you guys are ready to do some bidding. I did have to change a couple of things. Nothing major. Let me just show really quick. You might want to write this down so this way it makes it easier for you to see. If you want to pay by Cash App, it's the top one right there where you see the $ bar 911-970. If you pay by Cash App, you will get a comic for free. If you use the address below, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, that is my PayPal address. I do ask if you could do friends and family. If you do, just send the payment, then email me all the information. If you do it that way, you also get a free comic as well. If you want to do it the regular way, that's fine. I've already met 2 people in person, so if you live in the Florida area, around the Tampa area, Clearwater area, Palm Bay, those areas, and you want to meet me in person and pay cash, it's 10% off of whatever the final price is. So that way it'll help you save a little bit of money and help me waiting for the payments to come in. And it's nice to meet some of you. Let me also have you write down, I had to change the... Give me a second. There we go. I had to change some of the prices on the shipping costs because basically, especially some of the bigger boxes where I was ending up losing money on the shipping. So I want to try and get it evened out because it seems like the Postal Service has definitely raised their prices a little bit, unfortunately. So if you want to write this down, it'll make it easier. I will ship all around the world, but to the continental 48 states in the U.S., if you get one ungraded comic, it's $8.99. That stays the same. It's $18.99 for a graded comic because they've been charging me up to $20 for these graded comics. I will ship to Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. It's $19.99 for an ungraded comic. I was getting hammered with shipping costs there. And $32.99 US for a graded comic. If you're anywhere outside of those areas, I can ship to you. Just contact me first, and it will be based on weight and also location. So just contact me at thepeacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. And what we're going to do to stop some of the people from last time from doing from what they were doing, if you have not bid for me before, if you win an auction, I'm asking you to pay for it right away. And you cannot bid again until you make a payment if you have not purchased from me before. So this way we don't go through 4 or 5 auctions like we did with people that were wasting people's time. So we want to make sure that you guys that are here to see the comics and get a fair bid won't have to worry about people trying to just have fun at other people's expense. So if you have purchased from me before, you can pay right away, but keep in mind, I do combine shipping. So if you pay for something thinking, oh, I'm only going to get 1 book, and then you see another and get a second, you do not have to pay additional shipping unless you're upgrading. In other words, if you got your first book as an ungraded book, and then you bought a graded book, you would have to pay the upgraded fee, but not any additional. So if you've already purchased from me before, you don't have to pay right away. If you don't want to, you could message me and pay later on tonight. But those of you that are new, I do require, before you can bid again, to pay for the first auction and let me know in the live chat. What I also want to do, because some people have told me there are delays sometimes on their end, anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. I will give people plenty of ample time to bid. If you are in a bidding war with somebody, we will go until at least one person folds. So if you reach your limit, and that's perfectly fine, no pressure, please be courteous enough to enter fold to let people know you are no longer in. And also, when you make a bid, let's say, for example, if you're bidding on Amazing Spider-Man 300, and you want to bid $100, write 100 and then just put ASM. So this way we know that you're bidding on something that is currently being auctioned on. Another thing I recommend is if you are not watching this live and you're watching this later on, I've had people contact me with books that were not sold during the auction or people that did not pay. And I had one or two that I'm going to bring back today that I gave them at least a week to contact me with a payment and they did not do it, so I cannot hold it forever. Contact me afterwards at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. And let me know about any book that may not have sold during the live show. There are going to be increments for bids. Bidding starts out anywhere from $1 to $99. It's $2 increments because we don't want to have somebody bid $12.01 and then $12.02 and we'll be here until, you know, graduation for some people. So it'll be $2 increments from $1 to $99. From $100 to $499, it will be $5 increments. From $500 to $999, it's $20 increments, and from $1,000 on, it will be $50 increments. One thing I highly recommend everyone do, make sure you have your eBay accounts open so you can verify these, because you will see I am going to be starting to sell some of these below what you can get on eBay. Where it goes depends on you guys. If you do have a lag, Daniel says he has a lag, sometimes you have to refresh. And you also have to make sure you're in the live chat, not the top chat. So if you're in the top chat, there is going to be a longer delay. So if you notice you're in the top chat, go to live chat and that delay will not happen. So if you are experiencing lagging, sometimes it's just something on your end, just refresh or make sure you're in the live chat. Tom, I do accept PayPal. All the information is right here. Oh, well, that's the shipping. These are the things that I accept. You can even, I have another person that mailed a money order. So if you want to mail a money order to me, again, you will get 10% off or a free book, whichever you prefer. And just contact me with that later on. So there's many different ways to pay. But like I said, if you pay Cash App, you will get a free comic for free, if that makes sense. And then if you do PayPal with friends and family, you will also get a free comic book added. So with that being said, let's put on the video camera. I got enough people in. 18 people have already liked it. We got some Grail books. They'll be a little bit later on. We're going to start with some less expensive books, so people that may not have lots of money to spend and want to get something to add to their collection. And you can see I'm in a different area of the house. This is where my wife usually does her work. We're going to start with some lower books, but you'll see none of them are dollar bin books. These are all books that are going to have some kind of value, and then as we go, they're going to get better and better, so it will pay to stick around, especially towards the end. The last book I did not mention, it is definitely a Grail book, and some lucky owner may be taking this home, so we'll see what happens. But let's start. And when you're ready, just join the live chat. And if you've purchased from me from one of my auctions, put in the live chat your experience. Let people know, because many people have already gotten their books. And speaking of which, I've been trying to contact this person for about a week and a half now. They bought one and paid for on my first auction, I think it's 2 weeks ago or last week, whatever. Jason Espino from Tucson, Arizona. Your package is here waiting to be mailed to you. I've contacted you. I've emailed you. I've left several posts. When I went to send this, the post office said that your address could not be verified. So I didn't want to just mail it and it gets lost in the mail. So if Jason Espino, if anybody knows Jason Espino from Tucson, Arizona, please contact me, because you paid for your book and it's ready to go, but I can't send it out until you verify your address, because I don't want it to get lost and then you end up with nothing. So I would have thought after a week and a half the person would contact me, but we'll find out. All right, so let's get it going. We're going to start with books. These are books that are going to be all key books. Some are minor keys, and like I said, later on is going to be major keys. If they are ungraded, I will give you my honest assessment of what I think the grade is. Keep in mind, that is, you know, my interpretation, so I'm going to try my best to be as honest as possible, and we'll go from there. So the first book, obviously, if you've seen the TV show, these books are definitely on the rise. So this is Captain America and the Mighty Avengers, issue number 1. This is the Scotty Young variant. So we're going to start with some lower books, and obviously it's still going to be key because well, we can't confirm that Falcon is going to become Captain America, but you could probably safely assume that that's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So these books are going to be books that are going to still be on the potential rise. Obviously, I tell people when it comes to speculation, nothing is ever guaranteed. And one, I do not accept Zell. That's something I just don't want to add at this time, but thank you for that. All the other ways are the ways I'm taking it this time. This book, and I always say this, it has 9/8 potential. We're going to start the bidding, so if you want to bid, you just put your bid, whatever the starting bid, which is $25, you could put 25 and then just put Captain America or CA, and that's fine. And we'll give it time because of the delay. But this is the Scotty Young variant, so any of the variants of these books are always going to be hot. And this isn't on the decline. This book is going to be on the rise because, like I said, they're pretty much going to... they're going to make Falcon into Captain America. That's my opinion. That may not be something they do, but I would be shocked if they didn't. So the fact that they have this particular issue with Falcon as Captain America means that if that does happen, this book is just going to be that much more desirable. So I'm not selling books on the way down. I'm selling books that are on the way up. So if you want to start the bidding on this one, it's $25, and then again plus shipping. So we'll give people time. And remember, like I said, if you have yourself in the top chat, go to live chat. So this way, you'll get less of a lag. Okay, so we have our first bid in at $30. So I'm going to try and show up close-ups and everything. So this way, you can get your honest assessment of this book. Trying to put the light so you can see. And especially with a book that's all white. That right there... Oh, that's just Scotty Young's signature. I thought that was a defect. But there are no ticks along the spine. And for an pretty much all white cover, this book is nice and clean. So I never guarantee a 9/8 on an ungraded book. But I would not be shocked if you graded it, would come back as a 9/8. So I always say with ungraded books, between a 9.4 and the 9.8. Obviously, I always tell people if you're getting newer books sent in, you should get them pressed because, trust me, the $18 to $30 you will spend on pressings could get you hundreds of dollars in additional profits. And Alex says he likes my auctions. Thank you. I appreciate that. I always appreciate people, even if they just watch. So right now we have a bid of 30. So we're going to give it a minute or two to see if anybody else wants to join in. If not, we'll start out with somebody winning on the very first bid. And again, this is Captain America and the Mighty Avengers issue number 1. This is the Scotty Young variant. So without few exceptions, a lot of the times the variants tend to be worth more money. And then you have the cult following of people, like the people who love Scott Campbell. Scotty Young is another one that people gravitate to. His artwork, you love it or hate it. But he's definitely got one heck of a fan base. So we're going to give it another 10 seconds. If no one else bids, we'll have our first winner. And then, like I said, if people have not won an auction before and paid for it, you would have to pay right away before you can bid again. If you've already purchased from me before, you can wait if you want to. I will leave it up to you, because if you already established yourself as somebody that's going to be honoring your bids, we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so this is your last chance if you want to step in with the first book. Otherwise, we got ourselves a winner right off the bat. So we got Going Once, Going Twice, 3, 2, 1. That auction has been closed, so there is the information if you would be so kind to write that down, and anybody else can write that down as well. And if you need more time, I'm going to make sure I write this down. Write your username and what you bought. So congratulations, our first comic. That book definitely, you will see, continue to rise. So that's Captain America Scotty Young variant. $30 plus shipping. Here is the shipping information if you'd like to write that. Cash App is better if you can do it. And like I said, if you send Cash App, you will get a free comic. So if you can do Cash App, it's just faster and easier. But obviously, I'll leave it up to you. So congratulations. Where's Luke Lord? He's no longer participating in these shows. And I actually do have to thank people like that, because some of the books, most people come later on in the auctions, so their delay tactics actually helped me. So, you know, like I said, sometimes when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. All right. This book sold the last time, but I have a couple of copies, so I do not mind selling another one. So we have... Yeah, Jacob, Cash App is really fast. That's why I do prefer it. But like I said, you do what you can. So we're going to have... I have another copy. And again, this is 9/8 potential, although I will not guarantee it. This, of course, is Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen 3. This is the third print. So this is the first appearance of the first full punchline. And I'll show... We're going to start the bidding at only $35 for this book. So this book, and I'll take a look at it myself, is clean. There is not one tick at all. If you've purchased books from me before, I am pretty accurate, as close as I can. But you can see the top of this book is nice and clean. Tracy, I think I did sell that Harley Quinn Mexican variant. So yeah, I'll have to double check, but I think I did sell it. It didn't sell the first time, but somebody contacted me afterwards, I believe. I mean, honestly, I sold so many books. I don't have every one memorized, but I think I did sell that. And I'll try and show the spine. So this is only starting out at $35. So if you missed out on the first print, and I think, in my opinion, Punchline has potential. I do not think she'll be as good as Harley Quinn, for example, but... you might have the cult following, and if you get a cult following on a book, even if it's not a popular character, you can make a good amount of money. I mean, if you look at the first appearance of Bone, for example, also The Crow, it has a cult following, and those books get expensive. That Usami, I forget his name, but that rabbit, that first appearance is like $10,000. Starting bid for this one is only $35. If your audio is off, refresh. If somebody could put in the comment section to Michael if he could refresh. Because I'm assuming everybody is able to hear me. Because they wouldn't have placed that first bid. No, I am not on eBay. Or, as they say, Feebay. I'm a little disappointed that eBay is getting rid of the eBay bucks. Like, they don't make enough money. Alright, so we'll give this another 30 seconds. If nobody bids, that's perfectly fine. We can always move on to the next comic. But I figured I'd start out with some smaller books so people can purchase that may not have lots of their money left over from the Biden experiment, we'll say. Alright, so we got our first bidder, Mike Bradbury, at $35. So again, this is the third print and has 9.8 potential. Again, I will repeatedly, no matter how good the book looks... Oh, you're not bidding? Okay. Okay. Alright, so we're going to end it. We're going to do going once, going twice. Alright, no sale on that one. That's perfectly fine. So we'll move on to the next comic. I'll put that one over to the side. So this way, if you are watching this and you're not watching it live, that book will be available if you want to contact me. All right. Now this book, the shipping and handling will be the same price as if it was a graded book, because you'll see in a second why. This is the Superman versus Muhammad Ali. This is the extra wide comic book. Now this is a lower grade book. It does have some damage. There's some color breaks all along here. So I would rate this, what did I put? About a 2.5 to a 3.0. But like I always say, low grade is better than no grade. So this is still a great book. And I'm going to start the bidding at only $59 plus shipping. So this is another one of those Bronze Age classic books, oversized, that you can get for a very economical price. And again, the major part of the damage is right there. The rest of the book, let me just double check the spine. There's a couple of minor ticks here and there. There's a tiny split here. If somebody could tell Michael to hit refresh. Or try and sign out and sign back in, because it's obviously something on his end. So we got, roughly like I said, grade-wise is about a 2.5 to a 3.0. Starting bid is only $59. And I'll try and show some close-ups to this book. Yes, it's Neil Adams. I read this book. I won't give away how it ends. But obviously there's a reason why Superman is fighting Muhammad Ali and basically not launching him into the stratosphere. So we'll give it a minute or two because there is some lagging delay. Again, the only major defect, and that's why I'm giving it such a low grade, is right there. You can see the damage. It's just that bottom corner section. Lon says that book is horrible. Well, that's all right. Even lower grade books need love too. Not every book is going to be in the greatest condition, but you're obviously not going to be paying a 9.8 price. So if that book is not for you, that's perfectly fine. I have plenty of books that are colorless and that I love them. So basically, if you're a person that only likes 9.8s, this is definitely not a book for you. But there is no wrong way to collect. As long as you're happy, then some people are happy to just be able to get what they can afford. All right, so no one's bidding on this one, and that's perfectly fine. So we'll give it another 10 seconds, and we will move on to the next one. I'm sure many people are waiting for the more valuable books at the end, but we also want to give people time. All right, so going once, going twice. All right, so we got no sale on that one, and that's perfectly fine. That's a last-second throw-in. Now, somebody was actually interested in this book, so we'll see. This is a Golden Age book. This is Blondie Comics, issue number 1. This is from 1948. This is a complete copy. The only major damage is right there by the staple. You can see there is some damage there. But other than that, for a book that's probably older than some people's grandparents, this book is in pretty good shape. I'm going to say, just because with Golden Age, I would say about a 3.0 to a 3.5, maybe a 4.0. I'm going to start the bidding on this one for $150. So if you're looking for a #1 issue, and obviously if you've ever read the Sunday comics, you know all about Blondie. So I'll try and zoom in a little bit so you can get a decent view. For a book from 1948. Tom says, I bought it new on the newsstand. Well, there you go. If you bought this one back in the days, you definitely have saved a lot of money. But yes, 1948. So this is a Golden Age book. Issue number 1. Let me see if it shows the issue number on here. Yep. Let's just show you right there that this is indeed issue number 1. And it's a starting bid of $150 plus shipping. So we'll give it a minute because of the lag. If not, we can always move on, because I know I get people that contact me after the auctions are over for books that don't sell, because maybe they're at work or they did not have the availability. And worst comes to worst, like I say, if a book doesn't sell, a lot of these books that I have will continue to go up in price. So I do not mind holding on to them. All right, so we're going to give it 10 more seconds. Again, bidding starts is 150. Blondie Comics issue number 1 from 1948. Roughly about a 3.0 to a 3.5 grade. I would not be shocked if it came back higher, but I would rather grade lower and get it wrong than grade it higher and get it wrong. All right, so going once, going twice. No sale. We'll put that one over to the side, and we'll get to the next book. The next book is definitely a book that people are going to want, especially if you bid on that first book. Let me just... So this way it doesn't look like this damage. There's a sticker on there. I don't want it to make it look like it's damaged. I have, actually, this is the regular cover of Captain America, issue number 25. This is when Falcon becomes Captain America. So this is a key book. This is really hot right now. And since it hasn't happened yet in the TV show, this book is going to continue to go up. So we're going to start the bidding at $99. And this is 9.8 potential. There is no damage on the spine. The corners are sharp. And as you can see, this is a first print. Oh, and Eastbrook, the cover is not detached on that Golden Age book. So if you want to contact me afterwards, you can. But we closed that one at the time being. But no, that cover is not detached. So this book, starting at $99. If you've ordered from me before, you can email me. If you want to pay right away, you can, and then just contact me with email what you bought, what you paid for, and the address. Because the quicker payments get sent out, the faster I can mail the comics to you. And I appreciate you asking that question. So we're starting this out at $99. This is, like I said, 9.8 potential. You could see how sharp the corners are. The edges, you could see right here how sharp this is. Because when I have books, I take care of them. Any of my super low grade books is because I bought them from somebody else. All of my books that I've had since the 80s come back between a 9.0 to a 9.8. So I have 2 of these. So if no one bids on them and you're watching this later on, well, then you have the ability, 2 people have the ability to get them if they're interested. So we'll give it another 30 seconds, and then we can always move on. And thank you to the 39 people that have already hit the like button. I always appreciate people that are kind enough to do that. And you could see there isn't even those little frilly things that come out of the corners. This is a very clean book. And will be a book that will continue to rise. Because if it ends up the way everybody thinks, where Falcon ends up becoming Captain America, you know what's going to happen to this book. Alright, so we got some bidders. We got William Woodley at 99, Joe Rios at 100. So the bidding at this point would be $5 increments once it reaches 100. So this is definitely a key book to get. All right, William, just so you know, it's $5 increments once it gets to 100. So if you would like to get it, you'd have to bid 105. But we got plenty of time because I know there is lags. And the good thing is, I don't work today at all, so I could be here as long as you guys need. My wife is kind enough that if I need to, she will be kind enough to feed the outside cats for me. I always appreciate that. So William, okay, so William has gone to 105. So at this point, what we'll do is, since there is more than one bidder, we will go as long as they want to battle. Of course, anybody else can join in if they want to, until one of them says fold. So I will leave it up to Joe Rios. And again, like I said, this is potential 9.8. So Joe Rios is going to 110. So again, this is the first print. And I always say the newer books are 9.4 to 9.8, but this book has 9/8 potential. There is not one tick on this spine. So if anybody else wants to join in, you are more than free to do so. The next bid, Williams comes in at 115. These are the kind of books you get graded. And even though it doesn't need a pressing, I always recommend getting a pressing because it can't hurt it. Well, I guess I can't say that. It depends on who you get it to do the pressing. Obviously, if you do it yourself, there is that risk. All right, so we have a little battle, and Williams comes right back. So Williams at 125. Now remember, if you have never bid before on one of my auctions, you do have to pay right away if you would like to bid again. So I want to make sure we don't have multiple bidders that have no intention of paying. I'm not accusing anybody of doing that or just basing it on what happened last week. So if you're somebody that has not purchased from me before, you have to pay right away and you cannot bid until you've made your payment. So Joe Rios, I know you've bought from me before, so you're all good. Williams, once you establish yourself, then you won't have to worry at all. So right now Joe is at 130, and I'll try and do close-ups so you can see just how sharp this book is. So William Woodley comes back at 135. And like I said, William, if you do end up being the high bidder, just pay for it right away. And if once you do that and the payment is sent, then you can bid on anything you want. Just want to make sure that we don't have one person bidding multiple times with no intention of purchasing. So we want people to establish themselves. And unfortunately, you know what they say, few bad apples do spoil the tree. No, that's not Canadian. He's putting Captain America. CA means, I tell people, you put the number, the dollar amount, and then the name of the book. So I said you can abbreviate if you want. That is funny, actually. I do have some Canadian winners, by the way. So we'll leave it up to Joe at this point, who is bidding American dollars. Yeah, so when you bid, make sure you put the name of the book. You can abbreviate like what he's doing. So this way we know it's not lagging. So Williams is going to 155. And like I said, this book definitely has 9/8 potential. And we can't guarantee the TV show where a Falcon will become the new Captain America, but I would be shocked if that doesn't happen. Okay, so Joe folds. So we're going to give somebody else a chance to join in if they want to. Otherwise, Williams will be the potential proud owner of this book. If it ends up that he does not pay for it, you can contact me after the live show if you're interested in the book, and we could sell it for the price that is offered. Matt says exchange rate is slowly getting better. I guess that depends on which country you're in. No, because the Blondie comic was, I think, right before this one, so I don't think you missed anything. It depends on how far along you are. Alright, so another 20 seconds if anyone wants to join in. Currently, William Woody is in the lead at 155. So we're going to give people with the lag a moment to make their decision. If anybody wants to join in, it would be 160 bid, plus the shipping. And of course, I will give all that information. Alright, so last chance. Going once. Going twice. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we have our winner. So let me give you, Williams, congratulations. Here's the ways you can pay for that book. And like I said, if you want to make another bid, you'd have to pay for that first since I have not done business with you before. Once you make a payment, you won't have to worry about that situation again. So that is the information. If you use Cash App, you get a free comic. If you use PayPal Friends and Family, you'll also get a free comic. And here is the prices for the shipping, depending on where you're located. So as I'm writing this down, if you could write that information down, it would definitely be appreciated. And anybody can do that. So we got Captain America number 25. So that's $155 plus, of course, the shipping. And if somebody buys more than one book, remember I do combine the shipping. So even if you pay for the first book and then you end up getting another, unless you've upgraded from an ungraded book to a graded book, you don't have to pay any additional shipping costs. So there you go. Congratulations on that. So Williams, as of now, once you make the payment, you can make another bid. But if you have not made the payment, we have to restrict you from bidding until payment is made. Williams, you have bought from me before? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you can still pay right now if you want anyway, but I'll leave that up to you. So if you've bid from me before, what book did you buy? Because unfortunately, I have so many people that bought from me, I don't remember everybody. Frank was going for 5 minutes. You didn't miss much. You can always hit on the rewind. There were 2 or 3 books that did not sell, so they would be available if you're interested, and they would be at the starting price, unless, of course, more than one person asks. All right, so here we go. Let's get to the next book. So the next book is the same book. Like I said, I have 2 copies. So we're going to give people a chance if they want to bid on this book. And again, we're going to start the bidding at $99. And I'm going to double check this one. I believe it's the exact same thing, but I want to make sure. Yeah, same thing. This will be a 9.8 potential. Yeah, I could show the shipping costs. Give me a second. Right there. If you want to write them down, it makes it easier. There's the shipping costs. So your best bet is pause the video really quick, especially if you're not bidding on this comic. And I'll show it periodically. So we're going to have, this is the second copy. And again, the bidding will start at $99. So Joe, if you're interested in this book, here is your opportunity to do it. And again, I will show the close-ups, but 9.8 potential. Of course, I cannot guarantee that with any ungraded book, because even grading companies could have a difference of opinion. Well, William, if you haven't, then, well, the easiest way is if you send the payment right away, you won't have to worry. Because last week we had a person, 2 people that were trolling that bid on 5 things in a row. I mean, it helped me in the long run, but it did kind of waste everybody else's time. So if you want to send the payment right away, you don't have to worry. I don't recognize your name, to be perfectly honest. But, I mean, like I said, it's not a major deal, because even if the book doesn't sell, I get people that offer me stuff all the time. So I'm not really worried in the long run. All right, so Joe is coming in at 100. So again, this is the first print. You can always tell because when they were putting these books out, the red bottom was always the first print. Blue tended to be second, and then they would go to different colors depending on the book. You know, some of the books, like, for example, Edge of Spider-Verse 2 has like 6 different printings. So we got Joe Rios at 100 for the Captain America. So you see when you put the CA at the end, when you make a bid, just write down the comic that you're bidding on. So in case there's a lag, you don't have to worry about bidding on the wrong thing. Somebody thought that was Canadian, which I thought was actually pretty funny. But you can see, same like the other book, because I bought these all at the same time. Corners and the edges are nice and sharp. So once we have at least one bidder, we'll wait to see if we have a second. And again, I'll do a close-up. You can see the corner is completely sharp. Edges are nice and smooth. No spine ticks at all. So if you were to grade this book, it has the potential of a 9.8. And again, this is the book. This is Captain America 25. This is the book where Falcon does become the new Captain America. And of course, we can't guarantee that's going to happen in the TV show, but if Disney is anything, they are fairly predictable with a few changes here and there. So I would be shocked if the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show doesn't end with the Falcon as Captain America. But we'll see. But if it happens, this book is just going to continue to go up. It's peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. So you can use PayPal. If you do friends and family, you get a free comic. If you send it the regular way, that's perfectly fine as well. but a free comic if you do it friends and family. If you do it friends and family, just send the payment, and then you can email me all the information of where you want it sent and the comic that you bought. And if you've bought from me before, you'll know I package very well and I ship very quickly. All right, so another 30 seconds. And it looks like Joe Rios might end up having a little bit of a cheaper price with the first competition winning the first book. So this is the only book in the entire auction where I have doubles. Frank says, "Hi, Chris," and I did not miss anything. There you go. And we're going to have some really key books coming. So 47 people have already liked this video, so thank you for that. All right, this is your last opportunity. Otherwise, Joe Rios is going to get a really good deal on this book. Captain America 25, first print, first appearance of Falcon as Captain America, 9.8 potential, going once, going twice, and Joe, you are the winner. So there is the shipping information. Let me put the Cash App. Congratulations on that. So that's for Captain America number 25 for 100 plus the shipping. So that's where you can reach me at. And again, if you pay early and you end up getting another book, you don't have to add any shipping unless you buy a graded book. Then you just got to upgrade to the higher of the two when it comes to shipping. You can always contact me if anybody gets confused by that. All right. So congratulations. Both of you are going to be very happy with those books. And if you get them graded and they come back at 9.8, let me know. I'll be very happy for it. So congratulations, Joe. All right. Next book up. This is definitely going to be a key book. This is Captain America issue, I want to make sure, number 332, where Steve Rogers is no longer Captain America. And I won't spoil anything about the TV show, but there is relevance to this. So please, nobody spoil anything. Just saw episode 2. Now, I am the original owner of this comic, and I would say it's about a 9.4 to a 9.6. I will not guarantee a 9.8 on this book. It has one little speck that is literally the size of a pin needle. You probably will not be able to even see it. But right there, I don't even know if that would affect the grade, but it's right on the edge. It's literally the size of a pin needle. But we're starting the bidding on this book at only $49. But it shows, like I said, I am the original owner. I purchased this the day it came out. And you could see how I take care of my books. The edges are perfectly sharp. You know what? Babe, can you give me that box, the cat food box, the small one? I'm going to put this camera on a... Thank you. I'm going to put this camera up a little bit so this way I'm not bending the comic. Well, I'm not bending the comic, but you can get a better view of the comic from a higher perspective. So, give me a second. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. You could see it a lot easier. So you could see my books I take care of. And you could see the corner nice and pointy. It's hard to see because it's along the edge. But I'm starting the bidding on this book for only $49. But anything Captain America is pretty hot right now. And you can see this is a high-grade book. That's not damaged. That's part of the design, as you could see. Even the bottom corner, when I get to it, you'll see how sharp the corner is. So there is no bends, no dog ears. So this is where there is no more Steve Rogers as Captain America. So it's only $49 to start this one. So we'll give it a minute or two because there's always that little bit of lag. And you could see, like I said, right about there, And that's not what I'm talking about. That's actually one of the blue stars. Right below it, there is literally, you cannot even see it, but about a pin needle sized color break. I don't even think that would affect the grade, but I do want to mention it. So we'll give it another 30 seconds. Bidding on this book starts at only $49. This is a key book. It has been for a long time, but this TV show has definitely brought more interest. And if you're my age, you probably ended up getting it like I did, straight from the comic store or straight from the 7-Eleven. Okay. And Williams, you did send your payment, so thank you for that, which means now you can start bidding on any of the items that we show, so thank you for that. All right, so we're going to go once, going twice. No sale, and that's okay. If you're somebody that watches this later on and you're interested in that book, you can always contact me, and I'll show really quick before we get to the next one. You can contact me at thepeacefulfeelings@yahoo.com below, which is also my PayPal address. You can also use the Cash App if you want to make a payment through Cash App, and if you do get a free comic. So if anybody wants to write those down, you can. And let's get to the next book. This one's definitely going to be a lot more desirable. This one is Captain America number 333. This is where a certain individual who is in the TV show becomes Captain America. We're going to start the bidding at only $89. So actually, I could say it. I don't think that's a spoiler for anybody. But this is the book where John Walker becomes Captain America. I am the original owner of this book. And again, I will say 9.4 to 9.6 potential. So I'm going to do a close-up so you can see just how sharp this book is. So we're starting the bidding at only $89. For a very key book, and this book is high grade, and you could see just how sharp that corner is, and there is no color breaks, no spine ticks. So I keep my books in the best condition as possible. Now keep in mind, you could get a comic off the shelf. It doesn't guarantee a 9.8. But you could see there are no tears, no rips. Even the bottom corner, you could see how tight and sharp that corner is. So this is definitely a key book that many people are trying to get right now. And it is a newsstand variant. So that will make this one even more desirable. Because I bought this at my local 7-Eleven back in the days. So you got $89, Captain America number 333 in very high grade. I will not guarantee a 9.8 on this book, but I won't do that on any of them. But this is the first John Walker as Captain America, and it is, as you can see here, a newsstand variant. So when it comes to the modern Copper Age books, newsstand variants tend to be more desirable. It's the Bronze Age ones that aren't as desirable because remember, back in the Bronze Age, there weren't as many comic book stores. But around when this book came out, that's when there were definitely a lot more comic book stores. So $89 for a newsstand variant, Captain America number 333, first John Walker as Captain America. So we'll give it another 30 seconds. And again, if something does not sell live, contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you're interested. And if you're the only person that asks, you can get it for the starting bid. If multiple people ask, then I will message them and the highest offer will get it. So again, this is a very sharp book. Newsstand variant. Alright, so going once, going twice. I'm actually surprised with that one, but that's okay. No sale on that book. So let's get to the next one. This is definitely one. If it doesn't sell, I'll be more than happy to keep this book. This book has 9/8 potential written all over it. This is a very high demand book. We have Captain America, issue number 6. This is the variant. This is the first appearance of the Winter Soldier. We're going to start the bidding on this one at $350. This book is clean. It is 9/8 potential. Of course, like I said, I cannot guarantee it. But this book has definitely gotten incredibly hot. And like I said, this is the variant version. So this is the more desirable of the two. The way you can tell is you actually see the Winter Soldier on the cover. The regular cover has Captain America on it. So this is an extremely popular book. And I'll try and get the close-ups, especially with a book that is all white. And plus the fact it says variant right there, it's another clue. So you could see, even though it's all white, how clean this is. So we're starting the bidding at $350. Look on eBay, guys. See how much these are going for. And that is not on the comic. That is actually... Oh, no, that's a piece of artwork on there. So that is the comic. That isn't dirt or anything. That's part of... They drew some squiggly line for some reason. So $350 for Captain America 6, the first Winter Soldier, first appearance of Winter Soldier, the variant issue, in potential 9/8. Sean, that actually has closed on that, but what you can do is email me since it's closed. And then since you're the only person asking for it, unless somebody offline offers more within by the end of the night, that book is yours. So contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. And that's okay if you're late, that happens. But I appreciate you letting me know about it. So no one bid on that book, so it is available. So even though we've moved past it, if you want to contact me at peacefulfeelings.yahoo.com, or actually if you want to pay for it right now, then it's yours guaranteed no matter who asks for it later. So Sean, if you're interested in that, just you can send the Cash App payment, and it's $barnun11970, and that book is yours for that price plus the shipping. Make sure you look and see according to where you live what the shipping costs are. But we're going to give another 30 seconds on this book, and then we will move on. This is a book that I'm sure somebody will ask me for offline. And 50 people have liked this video, so thank you. Keep giving the likes. I got 94 people watching, so a little bit more than half the people have liked it, so thank you for that. So again, I always encourage people, go on eBay and see how much books are selling for. And you'll see $350 is definitely worth getting. So we do have a bidder. So Alvin is starting the bidding at $350. And again, I cannot guarantee it, but this is 9/8 potential. And I'm trying to zoom in so you could see, especially with a book that has an all white background. This book is clean. Hey, Sequential Geek, good to see you. Thank you, I appreciate that. So far, so good. I will not complain. If I'm making somebody happy buying a book of mine and it's something they've wanted and they get it for a price they're very happy with, that's how life should be, where everybody's happy. So we're going to give it 30 seconds for other people if they want to join in. The next bid would have to be $355. I'll get a close-up of that corner so you could see just how sharp a corner this is. And again, this is the variant. So just to show you right here, this is the variant edition of the first appearance of the Winter Soldier. And there he is on the cover. So this is an extremely desirable book. So this is your last chance, and I'll zoom in on the edge because there are no spine ticks and there is no dirt, which is very rare with these books when they're all white like that. Because especially if they rub against another comic on the shelves, a lot of times the back of most books are black. It tends to rub off on the comic. So 10 more seconds, and Alvin will be a winner at a very good price for this book. And this book is only going to get hotter as it goes. And we know they're not going to kill either one of these characters off. So, you know, this TV show is not the final thing for these characters. So this is not a one-and-done book. This is not Thor 390. All right, so last chance if you want to bid. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Alvin at $350. You got a really good deal on that book. Congratulations. Let me write that down. And while I am writing that down, if anybody wants to write this information down as well, the Cash App is on the top. If you send it Cash App, you will get a book for free. If you use the PayPal address and you use it by, sorry, I'm just writing this down. If you do it by friends and family, you'll also get a book for free. Number 6 variant. And here is the shipping costs. So if you'd be so kind, even if you haven't bid yet, to write those down, makes it easier for you. And if you buy multiple if you pay for something right away and you end up getting another book, you don't have to pay any additional shipping costs unless you are upgrading from a raw book to a graded book. So congratulations. That's a really good book you just won. All right, let's get to the next one. Now this is a book somebody won in the very first auction. I gave them time to make a payment. They won 3 books. They emailed me the next day saying they had to back out with one of them. And then I waited another week or two to hear from them, and I never heard from them, and no payment was being sent. So we're going to relist it. So we're going to start the bidding on this book at only $150. This book is absolutely on fire right now. This, of course, is Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. Now, it's debatable what they're saying right now. There's a lot of controversy in this book, but this is what they say is the first full Darkseid. Some are saying it's a cameo. I mean, it's hard to determine these days. But regardless of all of the Darkseid first appearances, this one is the most desirable. With the new Justice League movie, and I haven't seen it yet, so please nobody spoil it. This book is hot. And I'm going to grade it only about a 3.5 to a 4.5. I am sure it's going to be much higher than that, but there is some minor damage. There's some very few, very small color breaks along the edge. Maybe about 5 or 6 total. There is a tiny little color breaking crease. See right there? Right at the tip. So that does break color, but that would absolutely qualify for this grade. I will be shocked if it's the grades that I'm predicting and not higher. But I would rather grade and be lower. See, you could see there's a little bit. That means that somebody was reading the book and they kind of flipped it. See how it bent a little bit? But a pressing can fix that. So the bidding starts on this comic for only $150. Steven Spock says another troll. Who's another troll? We'll worry. I don't worry about it. Like I said, if a book doesn't sell, I can always do another auction and sell it then, because there will be people that will gladly take what somebody else foolishly decides to not buy. And even if it doesn't sell at all, a lot of these books will continue to rise in price. So if anybody sees a troll, we'll deal with them. But last time they actually helped me. Most of them are just not smart enough to kind of tell that they're actually helping. But that's fine with me. So this book is starting at only $150. This is the first full Dark Side. And again, there is some controversy about that these days, but this is still the one that is the most desirable book. So we have Jordan Porter at $150. And again, if you have not bid before, if you have not won a comic from me before, you do have to pay for this book before you can bid a second time. The bidding on this book is now at $150, so it'd be $155. The grade I'm saying, and again, I'm being very conservative on this, I'm saying about a 3.5 to a 4.5, because there are some very minor color breaks along the spine, maybe about 6 or 7 of them. Like, you can't even see them. So I am being very conservative. Like, you could see one right there. See how tiny they are? And that's one of the bigger ones. Andrew Jones says, I see the Cash App. Are you not meeting people who want to pay in cash? Oh, yeah, you can. I've already met 2 people. If you want to pay in cash and you live near the Tampa area, that's fine. And if you pay cash, you get 10% off of whatever your winning bid is. So here we go. And yeah, like I said, JC Comics, they've changed it recently because even on CGC Comics, this was labeled as his first full appearance. So they have changed it a little bit, but this has not changed the desirability of this book. Of all the books, this is the one that's the most popular. So we have one bid, Jordan Peter, at $150. So we'll give a minute or two if people want to join in. What I always tell people, especially when you're talking about books that have multiple first appearances and cameos, like, for example, Mary Jane and Wolverine and a bunch of others, if you're not sure, get all of them. So this way, you have all bases covered. You know, Kamala Khan is another one. So we got John Vasquez Jr. at $155. So yeah, they changed stuff, and that doesn't mean that it's etched in stone and it doesn't change again. I mean, there's still controversy about Gambit. Because, you know, what they consider a cameo is definitely more than a cameo. So it depends. The customers and the people will determine value. So as of now, regardless of any of the changes, and that's why I try and be as open as possible, but this is the most desirable of all the books. So this is the one you want. But like I said, if you're not sure, get all of the books that are involved if you like this character. So Jordan Peter right now is at $160. So the next bid, what we'll do is, since we have some bidders, is we'll go until one folds. And of course, anybody can join in. And like I said, I am saying conservatively, this is a 3.5 to 4.5. I will not be surprised if it comes back higher if you grade it. But like I said, if it's a raw book, I like to undergrade than overgrade. Because if I'm going to be wrong, I want to be wrong where you're going to be happy. So we have John Vasquez at $165. And you can see the major damage is along the top. There's a few spots where it looks like somebody, when they were reading the book, kind of maybe did not clip their fingernails. You can see right there. But that can be pressed out. You know, there is some minor color rubbing on the very tip, but again, that will easily fit into the grade that I am saying this is. It is complete. Staples are intact, and this is definitely a key book to get. So right now, John is at $165. Jordan has folded, so we'll give it another 30 seconds for anybody else who wants to join in, because at $165, you're getting a really good deal on this book. And I haven't seen the new updated version of the Justice League, but from what I understand, Darkseid's character is going to continue on. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen, because until something happens, nothing is guaranteed. I always make sure people are aware of that, because anything can change, even things that are confirmed. Because remember, in the first Deadpool movie, they were supposed to have Omega Red in it. They even filmed scenes with him, but they cut it out. So unless it happens, anything can change. All right, so this is your last chance if you want to bid. You would have to bid 170 if you want to be the top bidder. We'll give it 10 more seconds because I know there is some lagging. Jordan has folded, so it's going to be John's unless somebody jumps in last second. And again, you can see how sharp the edges are of this book. So I am definitely grading this, in my opinion, lower than what I think it would be. All right, so going once. Oh, you got a signed copy. That's nice. Well, one of the things I always say is if you get multiple copies, you can end up being able to sell one or trading it for something you don't have and still own the book. So it definitely does pay. I've been saying that for years, the advantages of getting multiple copies. But you do what makes you happy and you'll always be right. So going once, going twice. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, John. You are a proud owner of one of the first appearances of Dark Side. There is the information as far as the shipping and handling. Contact me at one of these with your payment. If you've never bid with me before, you have to make your payment before you can bid again. If you have purchased from me before, then you don't have to worry about that. But of course, if you pay quickly, your books get shipped quickly. So that is Jimmy Olsen, 134, and that's 165 plus shipping. So congratulations on that. And again, there are the shipping costs if you want to write those down, depending on your location. And again, if you live outside the United States and Canada, just contact me before you make a payment so we can determine based on what you buy and where you're located what the shipping costs would be. All right, so let's get to the next book. So congratulations so far. 56 people have liked this, so I appreciate that. All right, here's another key book. For the DC fans out there, we're going to continue with another DC book. I have multiple copies of this, so I do not mind selling one. And again, that's the benefit. This right here is Flash. That is number, I'm going to make sure, yes, 139. First appearance of Reverse Flash. We're going to start the bidding at $250. So again, look on eBay. I'm predicting this grade to be about a 2.0 to a 3.0 range. It does have some color breaks, but for a key issue, it does not really matter. Like I always say, low grade is better than no grade, but as you can see, this is not a book that's been beat up. It's just been loved. So it does have some color breaks, but it will absolutely qualify for the grade that I am saying it is. But as you can see, there's some color breaks there, but nothing extremely major. Dave says, can we email the money? In what way? I mean, like I said, if you use PayPal, you can use my email address, or you can use Cash App, or you can mail a money order. But I'm not sure what you meant by emailing the money. I mean, if you could send me an email and all of a sudden cash comes out, that would be awesome. But I don't think they've invented that yet. So this is starting out at only $250. This is the first appearance of Dr. Zoom, a.k.a. Reverse Flash. So this is a major Flash character. Will he be used in one of the DC movies when they do the next Justice League? Who knows? I cannot guarantee that, but it is a major Flash villain. And this is definitely a key book. As you can see, there's minor color breaks, but not anything where half the book is missing or, you know, it looks incomplete. So the damage, I'll pull it back. For a book where I'm grading it at such a low grade, and again, I would rather be wrong and it be higher than for me to be wrong and you grade it and it's lower. So for the Flash fans out there, go look at what these comics are selling for, and you will see there's most of the major damage, and if you want to call that major, as you zoom in, I have to get real close up so you can see. Again, that just means people read this book. I mean, considering it's a book from the 60s, I would be surprised if somebody didn't. But a lot of that is pressable. Color breaks, of course, you cannot press out or dry clean. So $250 for the first appearance of Reverse Flash. That's a really good price for this. Like I encourage, people should be looking at eBay and seeing what these are going for. So we'll give it another 30 seconds, and if it does not sell, again, this is a book I'll be more than happy to keep. Again, I'm grading it about a 2.0 to a 3.0 range. No major defects. Most of the damage, you could see there's some color breaks. See right there? But again, I have to zoom in for you to see, even notice them. So, definitely allowed in the grades that I am suggesting that this book is. So the major damage is along this side. Usually that happens because people are reading it. Alright, so going once. I'm actually surprised, but that just means that somebody might get me offline and want this book. And you could buy it at $250 unless multiple people ask for it. So going once, going twice, no sale. That's all right. Let me just put the information if anybody's just coming in. So there is the shipping information. Obviously, no one bought that one. I'm just putting these down in case you want to know. And this is the ways that you can contact me, Dave, for payment. The top one is my Cash App. If you use that, you get a free comic. If you use the peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com via PayPal, if you do friends and family, you will get a free comic as well. Or if you live in Florida and you live on the West Coast, or you don't mind making a little drive, because one of them drove 50 minutes to see me, so they made a little vacation kind of thing out of it. If you want to come meet me and pay cash, I'll give 10% off of whatever your final price was. All right, we got another key DC book. So you can see I'm not just loving the Marvel. I got some DCs we're going to be selling today. We're going to start the bidding on this book at only $395. Look at what these are selling for, even in a 1.0. So we got Hawkman, issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Zatanna, or Zantana. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It does have some water damage. You can see right by the wing right there, and it's got like some ripples, but that could easily be pressed out. Now, the little water stain right there by his wing, dry cleaning could help that a little bit, but it won't get it out. So I am going to grade this conservatively at a 2.0 to a 3.0 range. I've had books that had those rippling effects, and a pressing gets that out. So this book, if you want to increase the grade, you definitely would want to get this book pressed. But even if you can look at this price on eBay for a 1.0 and see how expensive this book is, you know, just because a book is in lower grade does not mean it's not valuable. You know, good luck getting Detective Comics 27 coverless for under probably 15 grand. So this is the first appearance. I did not say Wang, but I just said it now because I'm reading your comment. So even if I didn't say it, I did say it now. But this is the first. Dave, I've never done e-transfer before, so I would have to say no at this point until I know what that's all about. So as of now, it would have to be the payments that I've mentioned if you're interested in purchasing. So I'll look into that, but as of now, the only ways I can accept payment is either money order, cash if you come meet me in person, Cash App, or the friends and family, or the regular way through my Peaceful Feelings account with PayPal. So we'll give it a minute or two because there is a delay. So again, this is Hawkman number 4. This is the first appearance of Zatanna. This is definitely another key book that I don't mind holding on to if it does not sell right now. But I'm only starting the bidding at $395, so that's a really good price for what I'm grading it as between a 2.0 and a 3.0. Pressing would bring that grade up a little bit, maybe to a 3.5 to a 4.0. Of course, I can't guarantee that, but you can see this book still presents very well. So the damage is basically the rippling, but a pressing will fix that. So that's a good way to get a good profit on a book, is to buy one that has pressable defects. You'll pay less than what it's worth, and then you press it, and then you make a decent profit. So we have our first bidder. He's starting to bid at $400. So a person that is definitely seeing the value in this DC book. Oh, and there you go. Trade Paper Dad says a movie announcement for her was released recently. So more an incentive to get this book, because you know that book, if that's the case, and at this point I can't confirm that, so I'll check into it. But what do you think is going to happen to the book if there's an announcement of her being in a movie? And I knew there were rumors about that for a long time. I keep putting my finger where I'm trying to show it. So Zatanna, and again, nothing is confirmed until it happens, especially these days with the whole pandemic situation. So you can see this book, other than the rippling from the water damage, there isn't anything. Well, there's also one other little thing here, but again, I'm grading it accordingly. There's a little piece missing at the base. But again, I am grading this a 2.0 to a 3.0. So even that little bit there will still qualify for the grades that I'm giving it as. And again, there's a lot of pressable defects. That water damage, most of it is rippled. You see there's a little bit of a stain, but not in covering the entire cover. So a lot of the damage from the water is just a rippling effect, which could easily be pressed out. So we're going to give it another minute. And if no one else bids, Jensen is going to get a really good comic for a really good price. So again, this is the first appearance of Zatanna. And I will have to verify it, because I did not hear anything officially yet. But Trade Paper Dad, I keep calling you either transgender or trans paper. Trade Paper Dad says a movie announcement for her was released recently. So if that's the case, this book's going to get hotter and more expensive. So if you want to bid, 405 would have to be the next bid to get it. Otherwise, Jensen's going to be a very happy camper. Staples are intact. The centerfold, you know what? I will double check. So there is, again, there's some of the staining right there. Minor amount right there. But again, 2.0 to a 3.0 will absolutely allow that. So let's double check. It's got creamed off-white pages. No cutouts. Centerfold is completely intact. Both staples are attached. And there is the first appearance of Zatanna right there. So this book is complete. The staples are attached. The only major problem is that water damage. A lot of it can be pressed out. But the centerfold is intact. Book is solid. So 405 would be the next bid if you're interested in this book. And again, make sure you're in the live chat, not the top chat, so you will not have to worry about any kind of major lag. So since somebody asked that question, I'm going to give it another minute if somebody else wants to bid. And again, I was told, and I cannot confirm it at this point, but a movie announcement for her was released recently, and I have heard rumors about that happening. John, you have not missed the Hulk book yet. We haven't gotten there yet. There are going to be a lot of key books in here. Starting from here, there's going to be some pretty darn good books. All right, so 10 more seconds if you want to bid. This, again, is Hawkman number 4. I'm saying it's about a grade between a 2.0 to a 2.5. We already have one bidder at 400. This is your chance to get Zatanna at a very good price. This is her first appearance. Alright, so going once. Going twice. Congratulations, Jensen Will. You got a really good price on that comic book. So there is the information. Let me just write this down for you. And again, if somebody has not purchased from me before you can make another bid, you do have to pay for your first purchase. If you have already purchased from me, you don't have to do it instantly, but obviously the faster you pay for it, the quicker you will get your comics. And of course, there will be no manila envelopes. I will package these so they arrive safely. And there are already people that have, this is the shipping costs. Many people have already started to make unboxing videos showing the auctions that they won, and I appreciate those that do it. And by the way, if you do that, if you do an unboxing of one of my comics from these sales, I will subscribe to your channel. I will like and share the video by posting it on my favorite list on my own channel. So this way, anytime anybody goes to my favorite list to look at my videos, they will see yours. So if you do, please post the link. So Jensen Will, congratulations on that one. That is a great buy. Great. Let's get back to the next one. This is a book people are going to want. This has a higher print run, but don't let the print runs fool you. I always love when people say, oh, a comic can't be valuable because there's a lot of prints. Well, if there's 1 million copies of a book and 2 million people want it, there is a 1 million deficit, which will increase the price. It always has to do with supply and demand, so it does not matter the print run. And on the other end, some people could say, oh, this particular book is rare, it has only 10 copies. Well, if it's 10 copies that nobody wants, who cares? So don't always go by print run. This is a desirable book and a key book, and one that people have asked for before. Yeah, Jensen, I remember you. So, yeah, you're all good. And thank you for sending the payment right away. All right, so we got some key issues coming. I have several copies of this, so I do not mind selling one of these to make one of my viewers a very happy camper. We got New Mutants 98. Of course, this is the first appearance of Deadpool. Deadpool's coming to the MCU, ladies and gentlemen. So what do you think is going to happen to this book when this happens? Do you think, A, the book will stay the same, B, the prices of this book will go down, or C, the books will skyrocket to the moon, like you see with books like Fantastic Four 48, 49, Giant Size X-Men, many books that I've been telling people to get for years. We're going to start this book at only $475. It does have some pressable defects. There is a little bit of an indent that does not break color. So with that, unpressed, I'm going to say it's about between a 9.0 to a 9.4. If you press it, it will potentially be higher than that. So the only quote-unquote damage is a little bit of an indent along the spine. I am not the original owner of this book, but I know the person who was, and I got a decent deal on this. I didn't pay $1.50. I wish I did. But as you can see, I've kept this in really good condition. So unpressed, I'm saying it's about a 9.0 to 9.4. Starting the bidding at $475. If you think these books are expensive now, wait until they officially have Deadpool in the MCU. These prices will, like I said, if you look at how expensive Giant Size X-Men #1, Hulk 181, Fantastic Four 48 are now, I'm not saying this is reaching those levels, but it's going to go up just as quick. For some reason, people wait until all of a sudden there's an announcement. That's when everybody jumps in, and all of a sudden the prices double overnight. So the idea is to get this book, if you don't have it, before that happens. So, again, this is one of those books, if it does not sell, I am going to be more than happy to sit on this book. Well, not literally, because then I would damage it. But I will hold on to this book, wait for Deadpool to enter into the MCU, and sell it for a heck of a lot more. So that's the wonderful thing. I'm not selling these because I'm desperate and about to lose everything. I'm doing this because, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't have to sell some of these comics because I have duplicate copies and this will only become more valuable. But I want to give somebody else the opportunity before the prices skyrocket. So right now, the bidding, if you want to start, it's only $475 for this book. So we got our first Smart Investor DLE Covers and Keys. Starts the bidding at $475, and you could see Jacob Morgan at $480, and I'll try and do some close-ups so you can see. Again, the only quote-unquote defect is I can do payment plans. The payment plans could be either 2 payments or 4 payments. So either 2 monthly, 1 month of payments, or 4 1-monthly payments. But the first payment would have to be paid right away. So if anybody wants to do the payment plan, so thank you for reminding me. I forgot to mention that. And you can see how sharp the edges are. If somebody wants to do a payment plan, they can. They do have to make the first payment right away to hold it. And that's not damage. That's part of the writing. I think that's like the trademark thing. So that's not right there. That's not damage. So we got DLE Covers and Keys at $485. And again, I'm saying that this is a 9.0 to a 9.4 with pressable defects. Again, the major defect is there is an indent here that does not break color. So that could easily be pressed out. So I'm going to try and show you how well I take care of my books. Yes, I do have a newsstand, but that one I'm holding on to. So yeah, one of the other duplicates I have of this, I think I have 2 of them that are newsstands, but I'm definitely holding on to those. Because one of them is signed. Actually, both of them are signed. So I'm not going to be selling those yet. But even unsigned, this book is a very desirable book, and this is a book I highly recommend to be pressed, dry cleaned, and you'll be a very happy owner. So right now, we have 485. We have multiple bidders, so you can join in if you want to, but we will go until somebody folds. So we will give people the courtesy, once they've bid, to make the decision whether they want to continue with the bidding or if they want to let people know it has reached their limit. I want people to be very happy with their purchases. I don't want anybody being in a bidding war just for the thrill of outbidding somebody and then end up not being happy. So take your time. But Jacob, you can go to $490, or of course you could bid higher. Sometimes people like to put in the knockout punch and say, I'm getting this book. So we will wait for Jacob. Or of course, if anybody else wants to join in, right now the bidding is at $485, so it would have to be $495 to be the leading person for this comic. And as you can see, I'll get a close-up of the spine. There are no ticks. There's just that pressable defect along the spine. So this book is one of those books that people are going to regret passing up on. If they think it's expensive now, wait until there's an official announcement. So we got a new person in the mix. We got your local plumber at $490. DLE comes back at $500. So at $500, the bidding would be in, I said $20 increments. It should be $10 increments. I'm going to make it a little bit easier. And then we're going to, if books get to 1,000, we're going to do $25 increments, not 50. So as of now, it would have to be $10 increments. So your local plumber, now you've not purchased it from me before, so if you end up the winner, you would have to pay right away before you can bid again. Because unfortunately last week we had some trolls that were bidding on multiple books that they were not being honorable about and did not pay for. So just so you know, once you make that first payment, then you don't have to worry. I do combine shipping, so you won't have to add shipping costs if you make multiple purchases. But Jacob was considerate enough to let us know he is folded. So it will be up to DLE to either, and he bid to $530. So anybody can join in, obviously, if you see this book as a book you want to own. And again, I am saying, and I like to be conservative. Obviously, I'm not a professional grader, but if you've watched my videos, I'm pretty close to knowing about the grades. I'm saying this is about a 9.0 to a 9.4 with some pressable defects. All along the spine here, there's a little bit of a concave indent that does not break color. A pressing will absolutely get that out. Unless you put it on your ironing board and have somebody iron it, then I would not say that would come out as a good thing. All right, so DLE covers and keys comes at $5.30. So your local plumber, what you could do is you could go to $5.40. You could bid higher if you want a knockout punch, or you can let us know you could fold and never be ashamed if something goes higher than what you are willing to pay. I want to make sure that everybody is happy with their purchases. So your local plumber has come back at $540. And again, it's not if, it's just when Deadpool comes in. A lot of the price jumps don't happen until there's an announcement. So to me, it would be silly to wait until an announcement for something that is going to happen. So why pay more when you don't have to? Because this book would be in the thousands at that point, possibly. So DLE covers and keys comes back with $550. So if anybody wants to join in, $560 would be the next bid. And again, I will highly recommend get this book pressed. It will increase the grade because there is a non-color breaking concaving right here. So pressing will help this book. All right, so your local plumber has gone to $600. So we'll wait for DLE covers and keys. Or if somebody else wants to join into the equation, the next bid would have to be $610 or higher. Daniel is here. Hello, Daniel. Sorry I couldn't get back to you with the picture of that book. I've just been a little busy today. So we got New Mutants 98. I'm saying it's about a 9.0 to a 9.4 with pressable defect. First appearance of Deadpool. I mean, there are a couple other appearances, but obviously everybody's buying this. Not for copycat, but for Deadpool. So we're going to wait for DLE covers and keys to make up his mind on what he would prefer to do with this. He'll either fold or he will put in 610 or put in a knockout punch. Knockout punch is when somebody goes straight to a higher number and says, you know, good luck trying to beat that. But again, take your time. There is some lagging. Michael says, Chris, you are truly one of the good guys in comic collecting and a great ambassador. I followed your first YouTube channel. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I try and do my best, especially with people that put out false information about me. I mean, there are some big channels that ruin my reputation based on lies and misinformation. But, you know what? All that does is remind me to be thankful that I am not them. All right, so DLE covers and keys has come back at $610. So again, if you have not placed a bid and you've not ordered from me before, you do have to pay right away before you can make another bid. Okay, so your local plumber has folded. So thank you for writing that. I appreciate that. So we'll give this another 30 seconds in case somebody's just coming in and they want to bid on this. The current bid is at $610. So $615 would get you in the lead for a New Mutants 98 high grade with pressable defects. So if you're going to get a book that has any kind of defect, you want the ones that you could press out. I love buying books on eBay from graded books from a person that did not have them pressed, and you end up getting a higher grade. My Hulk 180 went from an 8.0 to an 8.5 because I knew it had a pressable defect. All right, so this is your last chance to bid on New Mutants 98. And again, these books are only going to get better. We may get to some graded books after this, and we'll go back to some of the non-graded books. So this is your last chance to bid. New Mutants 98, going once, going twice. 3, 2, 1. The auction is closed. Congratulations to DLE Covers and Keys. Great job with that book. You're going to be very happy with that in the months to come. So there is the information on how you can make the payment. If you make more than one purchase, you do not have to add any shipping unless you pay for a graded book. So let me show you the shipping costs while I write down your information. So we got DLE Covers and Keys, New Mutants 98. And the winning bid is $610 plus shipping. So congratulations. And yes, like I said, I will do, thank you, Daniel, I will do a payment plan if somebody wants it. I can do either well, obviously you could do it in 1 month, 2 month, or 3 months, or 4 months, up to 4 months of payments. But you would have to make the first payment right away to hold the book. I give people a couple of days, especially if you email me and say, you know, I need like 3 or 4 days to put the money in the bank. I had one person that said they needed a week, and they honored their bid. So if you give me a reasonable time period and you're a person of your word, I have no problem with holding something for you. All right, so before we get to the next ungraded books, let's do a couple of graded comics. And then we will go back to some of the bigger keys. So this is a book, again, somebody won the first auction, but they backed out. For whatever reason, doesn't matter. I appreciate the fact that they let me know about it. So this is back up for sale. Let me just find out where I'm starting this. I'm going to start the bidding on this one at only $295, which when you see what this is and the grade, you're going to see that as a really good price for this book. Now, of course, the shipping and handling domestically would be $19.99. I'll show the shipping if somebody wins, because this is a graded book. But we got, somebody won this, but they had to back out, so it's back up for sale. Kevin says, if you don't have your word, you have nothing. I keep my word. Yeah, and I'm glad you do. There are, unfortunately, people out there that do not have that. So this is your chance to get a CGC Perfect 10 grade. There is no higher. That is Gem Mint. Batman issue, Batman Dam number 2. This is the Jim Lee variant. CGC 10.0. Starting price of only $295. How often do you get to see, let alone own, a CGC 10.0, which means this comic is flawless and perfect. So basically, I really don't have to show the edges and everything because there is no damage at all. And this is the Jim Lee variant. And of course, it does have white pages. So here's your chance. I sold 2 9.9s in my last auction. But here's your chance to be able to get a 10.0 and have some bragging rights to people who have this book. A lot of them come back 9.8s. So the bidding is starting at only $295. And Daniel says, my wife says hello. Tell her I said greetings and salutations. Welcome. So, Batman Dam number 2. The Jim Lee variant at a CGC 10.0. They just rate it as a 10. But as you can see, Gem Mint white pages. So, of course, we'll give it a few moments because there are some people that experience delays. And remember, make sure you are in the live chat and not the top chat. So this way you won't have the experience of a major delay. So if you're watching right now on top chat, you're going to see a delay, which is not beneficial if you are bidding. So make sure you go to the live chat. We have 101 people watching, and 64 of you have liked this video so far, so thank you for that. Anyone that hasn't, if you would be so graciously kind and hit the like button, it does help my channel, and I appreciate it. These books are only going to get better as we go, and like I said, there is a Grail book at the end. It is definitely not a dollar book, But when you see the book I'm going to be selling at the end, people are going to want that book. Whether they'll be able to get it, that's a whole nother story, but I'll leave it up to you. It's not a $12,000 book or anything like that. But it will be one that you will want. All right, so we can give this another 30 seconds. And again, if you are watching this and it's not live, obviously none of you have to worry about that right now, but if you're watching this the next day, if this book does not sell and you are interested in getting this book, the bidding price starts at only $295. You can message me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and I had a couple of people do that. You can either go by Cash App, you can go by the whole PayPal payments, you can send a money order like one of my subscribers is doing, or if you live in the Tampa, Florida area, somewhere around the West Coast, middle part of Florida, and you want to come see me in person and pay cash, I will give you 10% off of your bidding price as a thank you. All right, so this is your last chance, and again, this is another book I have no problem holding on to. Going once, going twice, no sale. That's all right. So we'll put that one to the side. And again, if you're watching this later on, you can always contact me if you're interested in that book. All right, so we have a couple of these. There's going to be different grades. And if you saw the other book, you'll understand this one. This is another book. Like I said, if you're not sure about the books, this is where to get them. Now, according to, this is a CBCS graded book. According to this is what they're saying is the first full appearance of Darkseid. So the other one, like I said, it's a cameo at this point, but there's some controversy, but it doesn't matter. But right here on the label, CBCS says this is the first full appearance of Darkseid. We're going to start the bidding, let me just see, at only $125. So that's a low end for this. This is a 6.0 Forever People issue number 1. So this is not a low grade. This is a CBCS 6.0. It has off-white to white pages. It is the first, they wrote, the first full appearance of Darkseid, the first appearance of Forever People, which, most people don't care, but you never know with these days. If they can make a talking raccoon and a talking tree, you never know what they do with these characters these days. Superman cover and appearance. We're starting the bidding for a 6.0 off-white to white pages at only $125 to start. So here's your chance with the Justice League movie to be able to get the full Darkseid. Now again, the other book, they've labeled it as a cameo, but that's the most desirable. But like I said, if you're not sure, get all of the different copies, and then you have all bases covered. So this is a 6.0 Forever People first full appearance. And again, that is what CBCS wrote. Trying to get it to be not blurry. So we'll give it a minute or two, because there's always a little bit of a lag. So only $125 for a major DC villain. Of course, he was around before Thanos, and Thanos was inspired by Darkseid. Marvel has, throughout the years, borrowed from DC's characters, but it has gone both ways. Many people forget that Aquaman was not the first of the two. Submariner was. Submariner came first. So it does go both ways. But I mean, the biggest one is Deadpool. I mean, Wade Wilson, and I forget what the name of the DC character is. I think it's Wayne Wilson or something like that. I'm not a huge DC fan, so I don't know the exact names, but it's almost identical. So it does go both ways. All right, so we'll give this another 30 seconds. There are some that are higher grade. If somebody's looking for a higher graded version of this book, we will go through those. And if they do not sell, again, you can contact me offline. And if it's available, this could be yours if the price is semi-right. Just in case for trademark, I don't want to say the whole phrase. All right, going once, going twice. No sale. All right, so again, I'll be happy to keep that because Darkseid's not done, and they are planning a Justice League 2 and 3 possibly. We'll see what happens with it, but we'll go from there. All right, this one is a 7.5, but I can see this book has not been pressed. So there is an indent along the center that does not break color that has not been pressed. So this is a CGC 7.5. I'm starting the bidding on this one at $250. So they wrote first full appearance of Darkseid, first appearance of Forever People, Superman appearance. Obviously there is a Superman appearance, at least on the cover. Jacob, the first one, the 6.0 was 125. This one's starting out at 250. So if you're bidding, put 250 and then just write 7.5 and I'll know which one you're talking about. So all along the center here, I can see there is an indent, but it does not break color, because if it broke color, this couldn't be more than a 5.0. So whoever graded this did not press it, whether they didn't know about it or just didn't do it. This has a pressable defect. So it is graded a 7.5, but again, there is a concave down the center, which means somebody folded it but didn't fold it enough to cause a color break. So you can crack this open, resubmit it, get it pressed. You can get an 8.0, 8.5, and higher. So again, this is what they're saying is this is the first full Darkseid, 250. So again, we'll give it another 30 seconds, and then we have even a higher grade if you're looking for higher grade. And I'll show the back. See, like right there, you could see it's got some waves in it. So this is absolutely a book, and I might just do it myself if it doesn't sell, that somebody encapsulated it but did not press it. So this book can pretty much safely say, unless you go to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing with pressings, safely say this book can actually come back even higher. So last chance at $250 for Forever People issue number 1, 7.5. Going once. Going twice. All right, we don't have any Darkseid fans. That's actually surprising, especially with the whole Justice League movie, but that's all right. We'll do the last one, and then we got a nice little Grail coming for you that I have not mentioned, but it's definitely a desirable book. So this one is an 8.5. Again, Forever People number 1, starting the bidding at $299 for an 8.5. It has off-white to white pages. This one looks like it's already been pressed or didn't need a pressing. So it would not be able to improve, but still an 8.5 for this book is definitely a very decent grade, especially when you're talking a book. This came out in 1971. I was a total of a few months old because I was born in 1970. That's why you see my username for the Cash App is Barnon11970, because I was born November 9th, 1970. Michael Oliver says, what book do you have the most copies of and how many? I would say Hulk 180 I have the most copies of, and I have at least between 10 and 12. Because I've been telling people for years to buy that book. I have 6 copies of 181. I have about 10 copies of Fantastic Four 40. No, about 6 or 7 copies of Fantastic Four 48. I have about 10 to 12 copies of Fantastic Four number 49, and that's after I sold 2 of them in my last 2 auctions. So I was buying those years ago and telling people they were going to skyrocket. So, some people listened, but some people want to wait until the last minute, and that's when they end up becoming more expensive. That's why I was able to sell a couple of them. Like, one of the books is a Hulk 180 in this lot. That's because I have so many copies of it. I do not mind selling one of my lower grades. All right, so last chance on these. I'm actually surprised not one of these is going to go, but that's okay. Like I said, the longer these stay in my possession, the more valuable they'll be, and somebody can contact me offline if you're interested. So going once. Going twice. And no sale. And Mega Road Project says put a 180 up. There will be a 180 in this video. So be patient. There's plenty of other desirable books coming. But there will be a Hulk 180 as one of them. And there'll be a book even better than that. Alright, so I'm going to take this one out of the bag. Speaking of the Justice League movie, this is definitely a very desirable book and your chance to own a #1 issue. So we're getting some big boy books. This is Justice League of America issue #1. This is graded CBCS 1.5. So low grade is always better than no grade. Cover is detached, which of course is acceptable for that grade. Moderate amount of tape. And 3 pieces on cover. Yeah, a couple of different places where there's some tape. But tape doesn't matter. It's not restored or anything with tape. So we're starting the bidding. Justice League of America #1, CBS 1.5. I'm starting the bidding at only $599. So this is a Silver Age key book. Now you can see it does have most of the tape is on the back. So especially if you hang this up on a wall or anything, you're never going to see it. But there is the tape along the spine. But again, it's a 1.5, so that's to be expected. So here's your chance to be able to get Justice League of America #1. This is a very hot book right now, and they're saying there's going to be a Justice League 2 and 3. So again, this is a book I'll be happy to keep if no one bids. People must not have seen the Snyder Cut. It would help sell these. Yeah, I'm surprised. But like I said, that's perfectly fine. If no one wants to bid on this, I'll just put this back and watch it get more and more expensive. Unfortunately, most people don't want to bid on a book until it's already expensive. I don't understand that, but, you know, to each their own. So this book is only starting at $599. Go look up on eBay what these are selling for. And you'll see, even if you think this is expensive, see what they're selling for on eBay. You will not get it for this price. So we'll give it another minute. And again, if you're watching this offline later on and you see this, you are more than welcome to contact me. But this is the first appearance of, not the first appearance of Justice League. This is the first Justice League of America in their own title. First appearance and origin of the Despires or something. No number on the cover. So obviously the first appearance of that character really is irrelevant to this book. It's the fact that Justice League has their first appearance in this book. Alright, so it looks like we may not have bidders, which I'm actually surprised about. But again, this book is only going to continue to go up. So I'll be more than happy to put this back in my collection and let it get more and more expensive. The funny part is, when it becomes more and more expensive, that's probably when more people will want it. That's fine with me. Alright, last chance. Here we go. Going once. Going twice. No sale. That one I'm actually surprised with, but I am perfectly fine with that. So I'll put that one in the no sale bin, and we'll move to the next comic. Alright, this is one. I sold the higher grade, but somebody wanted to see if I had another one. It is a lower grade, but here's your chance. If somebody wants to add this to their collection, we have Tales of Suspense, number 52. I am starting the bidding at $649. She already has a movie made. They just haven't put it out yet. This is a book I sent in to get graded. It is a 3.0, off-white to white pages. First appearance of the Black Widow, which, by the way, even though her character, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Endgame, is dead, they are going to continue the Black Widow character. Now, it won't be Scarlett Johansson, but then again, with multiverses, you never know. But the Black Widow character, it ends up, it's not just one person. So there will be multiple people that could forever play Black Widow. Whether they do it as well as Scarlett Johansson, time will tell. It's like the John Walker replacing Steve Rogers. That's some heavy shoes to fill. But here's your chance to own Tales of Suspense 52. When that movie gets ready to come back out, or I think they said they're going to be putting it on Disney Plus, this book is going to become very hot again, very desirable, and even it doesn't need a movie for a Silver Age key like this. So this is a 3.0. Starting bidding at $649 plus $19.99 domestic shipping. Obviously, like I said, I will do all around the world. And thank you, Trade Paper Dad, and I finally said your name right. It says he will not spoil the Snyder Cut. I appreciate that because I have not had the opportunity to see it yet. From what I understand, it's like a 4-hour movie. So you definitely have to make sure you have some free time if you're going to sit down and watch it. So here's another book. Again, I will not mind if it does not sell. I will put it back and gladly watch it raise in price. Because this is the first appearance of a character that does not need a movie to maintain its value. And I'll show you the back of the book. There is a little bit of writing. But as you can see, no major damage or anything. A lot of the damage is along the spine. Which is when I say if I want a book, you know, most of the damage I want along either the back or on the spine. The cover presents well, considering for the grade. Alright, so this is the last chance on this bid. Again, starts at $649, 3.0. Victor says, guess everyone spent their stimulus. That's alright. Yes, there are graders notes on the label. I could read those, because as you can see, I send these in myself to PGX, so I'll read them. Multiple stress lines along the spine, which is expected for this grade. Moderate cover and edge wear. A 2.5-inch corner crease on the front cover. Right there. Again, that's to be expected with this grade. 1-inch spine split. 1/4 corner chip on front cover. Several water stains, which I didn't even notice. I guess, I don't know if you can even consider that a water stain. That'd be the closest thing I could think it is, because I don't see it. And then it says, chips along the spine, a bottom staple detached from the cover. So that all qualifies under a 3.0. Alright, so last chance. Like I said, I'll be more than happy to hold on to this book. Going once. Going twice. Alright, no sale. And that's okay. Before we get to the next book, I'm just going to show for any people that are here, this is the shipping costs for the books. If you want to write that down. Frank says that's a long toilet break, Brandon. Brandon says, I watched it on the toilet. Hey, when you got to go, you got to go. And this is the information. If you want to pay by Cash App, the $ bar none 11970. If you use that, you do get a free comic. And then, oh, you're talking about watching the... I thought you were talking about watching this show on the toilet. You watch that movie on the toilet? Your legs must be shot. And then PayPal by bottom, and that's my email address, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. So just in case if you're coming in late, you can write that down. All right, so let's get to the next book. Let's get back to some of the ungraded books. And here is a hot book alert. We have Captain America, number 117, first appearance of Falcon. This is a hot book right now. I'm going to grade this book at about a 6.0 to a 7.0. Let me take it out of here. This book is in pretty darn good condition. The only major defect is right, I don't know if you'll see it, right there. See that color breaking little, doesn't tear all the way through. So that's about an inch long. Maybe an inch and a quarter. Spine has a little bit of a concave, so again, that's a pressable defect. I am starting the bidding on this book at only $599. Go look at what these books are selling for on eBay right now, and you will see $599 may seem expensive until you compare it to what is being sold now. This book in this grade is selling for over $1,000. and it's because of the TV show. But remember, they are not killing off the Falcon or the Winter Soldier after this TV show. I mean, I haven't seen the whole series, obviously. There's only been 2 episodes. But their stories are not done. So it's not like this show is going to be over and then all of a sudden these books are going to go down. There's still going to be parts of the movies. I mean, I would be incredibly shocked if that does not happen. But this is a book you want to add to your collection if you haven't gotten it already. And you can see this is in pretty decent grade. And like I said, I try and be conservative. So like I said, I'm predicting it, in my opinion, about a 6.0 to a 7.0. You can see how sharp these edges are. And go look on eBay right now. Look up Captain America 117 on eBay and see how much these are selling for. You're going to see over $1,000. And I'm starting the bidding at only $599. And you could see how sharp these edges and the corners are. It's just that one defect, that major defect, well, if you want to call it major, is again, that one spot right there. It goes from the top of his head right to the eagle. So it's about an inch, inch and a quarter. So as you can see as I pull away, staples are intact. Centerfold is great. It's in off-white to white condition page-wise. Let's see. And again, it has the staples are nice and tight. They are silver, so there's no rusting. This definitely, like I said, it has a pressable defect. So this is your chance to get this book. Like I said, I encourage people. Very few auctions will tell you to go look at the prices on eBay. Because a lot of times they sell them for more or at what you can buy them on eBay. I'm selling this way below what you can get on eBay for. So if you think $599 is expensive for this book, you should see what they're selling for on eBay. Even in lower grades, I'm selling this cheaper. So I'll give it a couple of seconds, and again, I'll be more than happy to hold on to this book because it's only going to increase in price. And again, this might be a book somebody sees offline and is very happy that somebody did not decide to add this to their collection. So we'll give it another 30 seconds. And again, I'm saying it's about a 6.0 to a 7.0. Pressable defects. The only major thing, again, is that one, it does not tear all the way through, but it does break color. And it starts fading as it goes up to the tip of where the eagle wings start. Alright, so going once. Going twice. Alright, surprising, but I'm still happy. No sale on that one. Let's get to the next book. Alright, a book you've been waiting for. This is a lower grade book, but if you look at what the prices are going for, I am going to start the bidding lower than what some people are selling a coverless copy for. So I am going to say this book is about a 2.0, maybe a 2.5 after pressing, because it has some pressable defects. So I'll say between a 2.0 and a 2.5. Go look this up and you'll see I am selling it for about $150 to $200 cheaper, and it's only going to get more expensive. So people have been waiting for this one. We got Hulk 180. I'm starting the bidding at at only $350. I'm going to blow this out of the park. So only this does have the Marvel value stamp. If you want me to open it to show you, I'll be more than happy to. This book, I am saying, like I said, about a 2.0 to about a 2.5. It does have some wrinkling, so that's easily pressed. But there is a little bit of a spine roll. But the most important thing is it does have the Marvel value stamp. So this is the first ever appearance, albeit a cameo, of Wolverine. This is a must-have, and if you look at the prices of this book, I am starting it at a ridiculously low price. So Kevin is going in for a knockout punch. He put in a $500 bid. So the bidding would be at $10 increments at this point. And I will even show you, to prove that I'm a man of my word, that the Marvel stamp is in this. And not only the Marvel stamp, but there is Wolverine, so that wasn't cut out. And let me find, and you can see coupons are intact. So Kevin is at 600, and I want to show you the Marvel stamp so you can see I don't just say something and don't back it up. Now the staples are attached, but they're delicate. So there's the Marvel stamp. So just to show you, so this is a complete first appearance of Wolverine. I do not have to sell this book, but because I have several copies, I am going to sell my lowest grade. So it does have some pressable defects, but like I said, I am saying it's about a 2.0 to about a 2.5. You will want to press this book. The estimated grade, again, I'm saying about a 2.0 to a 2.5. So it has some defects, but nothing major. It has wrinkles, it has some dirt, it has a little bit of a spine roll, it has a tiny little ink stain, but that's manufacturing error, so they don't kill it for that. It does have a subscription crease, but again, that's perfectly fine in this grade. It has some color breaking creases at the edge. But like I said, go look at what the prices are selling for on eBay, and you will see that you're going to get one heck of a deal. Because remember, do not base this on what the value is now. Remember, Wolverine's coming into the MCU. When it's official, when they name an actor, do you think the price is going to go down, stay the same, or go up? When they do a teaser trailer, do you think then, is the price going to go down, stay the same, or go up? When he ends up in a movie, and he ends up in a second movie, and a third movie, this book is going to skyrocket. I don't have to sell this book. I could sit on this and wait and watch it go up and up and up. But because I have so many copies, I am taking one out to sell to somebody who may not have had the opportunity to get one, so they can add a Hulk 180 to their collection. And as you see, as you did see, it does have the Marvel value stamp. So you are getting a complete book. So this will not come back qualified. So right now, Kevin Anderson has the leading bid at 600. And even at that price, you're getting a steal. Like I said, go look on eBay. I encourage people to see what prices these books are going for. And you will see, even at 600, that is a steal. And this book is going to be a grail. It's some people's personal grail. Obviously, 181 is the one most people want. But remember, this, without 180, there is no Hulk 181. So yes, it's only a cameo, but look at modern day books. All the books that are the most expensive with the modern books, if they're not just the first full appearance, it's the cameo. Because what is it? It's the first appearance of the character. So right now we got Frank at 610. So we will go until people fold, so you can join in if you want. And again, it does have some pressable defects. Kevin Anderson at 650. So this is a lower grade, but good luck getting a high grade at this point. You're talking in the multiple thousands. And when they make the official movie announcements and everything, you know, you're going to have to get a mortgage payment to buy this book. So Kevin Anderson is at 650. And this is a key book, and it is complete. Again, if you're just tuning in, I opened the book, and I showed the last panel where you see Wolverine, so that wasn't cut out, because that's important too. Coupons are all intact, and the most important thing is the Marvel value stamp. Because if that's cut out, you would be getting an incomplete book, and it would grade qualified. But I wanted to show it, so this way people can see I'm a man of my word. I don't just say something and then try and trick people, like some people on eBay tried to do to me. So right now, Kevin Anderson is in the lead at 650. And again, look at the grades of this book. Go look up a coverless book of this book. A coverless book is selling for about $380 plus shipping. That's how valuable this book is starting to get. So Jensen Will says, best deals ever. A Hawkman 4 CGC sold for $450. So there you go. That's why I encourage people to look up these books. I sell these for cheaper. And the reason I can sell this for cheaper, it's not because I have to. It's because I have multiple copies. And that's why I tell people all the time, and I've been telling people for years, if you get multiple copies of a book, you can turn around and sell them or trade them. So I'm going to take any of these proceeds to get more comics of books that I may not have been able to get before. So right now, Frank is at 660. So we will keep going until the people that are bidding fold, so anybody can join in. And again, this is a complete copy. It is a lower grade, but like I say, low grade is better than no grade. Good luck trying to get a higher priced book for under a couple of thousand. So Frank has folded. He wrote, I yield. So I guess they had a wrestling match. So Kevin is in the lead right now. So we will give it, I don't think there's any other, let me see, Jordan Porter did bid, so we'll wait for Jordan to either fold or decide he wants to continue. And anybody else, of course, can join in. So again, I will say that it has some pressable defects. It does have a little bit of an indent. There is some damage in this book. I'm not going to lie, I showed it. But again, for the grade that I'm saying it is, you're still going to be very happy. Hey, Alex the Comic Quarter's here. And thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Wait until you see, this isn't even the biggest book in this sale yet. So this does have the Marvel stamp. If we don't hear from Jordan in the next minute or two, we'll assume he folded. But if you can let me know, I'd appreciate it. So this is Hulk 180. First appearance in a cameo of Wolverine. I did open the book and show that Wolverine is still in the panel. So Jordan did fold, so thank you. And it does have the Marvel stamp. So this is a complete copy. And this book is going to continue to rise. So right now the winning bid is Kevin Anderson at $700. Again, I will, if you need a payment plan, as long as you let me know and you make the first deposit, we will hold it for you if you need to. But of course, the faster you pay for it, the faster you get the book. Because if you're doing a payment plan, I hold the book until the payment is full. All right, so another 30 seconds if you want to join in. Right now, the leading bid is at $700. So it would be $710 if you want to add fuel to the fire. Just don't have a comic near you when you do that. And you will be the proud owner of a cameo, first appearance ever of Wolverine in Hulk 180. So again, this is complete. Low grade, better than no grade. So here we go. Last chance to enter in. Going once. Going twice. Congratulations. Kevin, you got a great deal on this book. You're going to be very happy in the next year or two when they make those announcements. I would highly recommend to hold on to that book, get it pressed and graded. So there is the information that you can contact me with. Let me just write down your information on this. So Kevin Anderson, 700 plus shipping, and that is Hulk 180. Like I said, guys, if you think these books are expensive now, wait until they make the official announcements for movies. Let me show really quick the shipping costs. So I did have to change them recently. So Alex, I'm very glad you're here. I got 2 more books, so hopefully you'll stick around to see the 2 books that I'm selling, because both of these books are Grails. Kevin says, thanks, give me a few minutes and I'll send some money. Payment plan, please. Okay. Yeah, so you can either do a 1-month payment plan, a 2-month, 3-month, or 4-month. You could divide it into 4 payments if you want. But you would have to, depending on how you're dividing it, the first payment would have to be that one particular amount. So no problem with that. Take your time. And let's get to the last 2. These are Grail books. And again, these are lower grade, but low grade is better than no grade. I am going to start the bidding on what coverless copies are selling for. And again, I will encourage you to go look at this. So we have, and this is a graded book, the bidding is starting at $999. We got ourselves a Giant Size X-Men, issue number 1, graded at a 2.0. The major problem with this is the front cover is detached. It has off-white to white pages. There is grader's notes, and as you can see, there's not a lot because the major damage is the fact that the cover is detached. But when it's graded, it doesn't matter. This says cover and edge wear, several edge tears, 1/4 chip, corner chip on back cover. So as you could see right here, there's a tiny little chip missing in the back corner. But this is a graded book. I got this graded myself. Go look at what a 0.5 of this book sells for. Again, this is a book that is going to continue to rise in price. If you think this book is expensive now, you ain't seen nothing yet. And because I have several copies, I do not mind selling one of my lower grade to be able to make somebody else happy that may not have been able to get this book. So we have our first bid, Jordan Porter, starting the bidding at $1,000, so he's doing it straight up even. So the bids would be $25 increments. So the next bid would have to be $1,025. And again, go look up the prices of this book. There are coverless copies that have been sold for around $700. I think it's either $670 and change, but you remember a lot of them charge like $25 in shipping. Now, the X-Men have not appeared in the MCU yet. They haven't made anything official. So what do you think is going to happen once that happens? Again, if you think this is expensive based on the speculation, what do you think is going to happen when it's official? This book is not on the decline. It is on the incline. So right now, Michael Oliver is at $1,100. So again, this has been graded. It does have a detached cover. But again, when it's graded, who cares? I mean, you can't really tell unless you read that. I mean, no one would know unless I didn't tell you. And Alex, the Comic Quarter says, Chris, like you always say, this book is only to go in one direction, up. Imagine they cast the X-Men. This will be several thousand. I agree. And like I said, I don't have to sell this book. But because I tell people to buy multiple copies, I am selling this strictly to help somebody in my community be able to get a book cheaper than what they can get it on for eBay. And yeah, I'll make a little money on it, but I could hold on to it and make probably double or triple. But because I have so many copies, I mean, I don't have hundreds, I wish I did, but like I said, I have about 6 or 7 copies of this book that I bought years ago. I don't mind selling one at a price lower than what I could get if I held on to it. So again, I'll show the back. So it's not like this book is ripped to shreds. The major defect is the front cover is detached. But since it's graded, you can't really tell. Like I said, if I didn't mention it, you wouldn't know. So right now the bidding is at $1,100, and again, because it's graded, it's $19.99 to ship it domestically to the continental 48 United States. If you live in Canada, Alaska, or Hawaii, there is a higher price to ship it, but that's just because that's UPS. So we'll give it a minute or two. Jordan, you can let me know if you fold or you want to go to $11.25, or anybody else can join in. And again, this has off-white to white pages. I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. This book is going to continue. It's going to eventually become unobtainium. I mean, you're going to talk about 0.5s at the price I'm selling this for in the next 2 years or so. I mean, it depends on when they get the movies started. So all that is just an opportunity. Because if there wasn't this whole situation where the movie theaters got shut down, these movies would already be in production, which would mean these prices would be even much higher. So this is giving you what I call a stay of execution, to be able to get these books before they hit their true potential. They're not there yet. All right, so Jordan has folded, so we will give it a minute. If somebody else wants to join in, the current bid is $1,100, so the next bid would have to be $1,125. And trust me on this, you are going to be very happy no matter what you pay this for. Even if you paid over the fair market value, you're going to make your money on this. Because the movies haven't happened yet. They haven't even announced any actors or what movies, because you know they're going to have several X-Men characters in cameos, which means every time they do that, this book is going to go up a little bit more, because I am sure they're going to use these X-Men more than they will the original X-Men. That's my opinion, but I would be shocked if they did anything different. So we got Frank coming in. All right, so we have another person coming in. Frank at 11.25. So no matter what you buy these for, unless you're paying, $50,000 for a book, which is ridiculous for a 2.0, you're going to make some decent money on this. And like I said, I encourage people, go look on eBay and see what the prices are for these books. And you will see a 2.0 at the price it's currently at is actually very reasonable and cheaper than what you can get on eBay. So Michael is at $11.75. And of course, I want to make sure I let people know in case you're not familiar, because I don't want to assume everybody knows. But this is the first appearance of the new X-Men, which is Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Thunderbird, and it's the second full appearance of Wolverine. So he has a couple of cameos and a couple of full appearances, so it is a little confusing because Hulk 182 is his second cameo. So it's kind of confusing, but obviously this is a book. Now, this book would need immediate payment. Now, if you want to do a payment plan, that's fine, but the first payment would have to be made within 24 hours. Otherwise, I will either hold it or give somebody else the opportunity. Because like I said, I don't need to sell this. So if it ends up that anybody that bids on it, if they don't honor the bid, I'll be glad to watch this continue to go up. So payment will have to be made right away within 24 hours. And if you want to do a payment plan, the first deposit has to be made within 24 hours. Otherwise, I'll hold it or contact the person that did not win. So Michael Oliver, you're at $1,225 for this book. Like the chutzpah, sir. Well done. I yield. I haven't heard somebody say a chutzpah in a while, so thank you for that. All right, so Frank has folded. So that means that Michael Oliver, you have 1 minute before somebody else can bid. Otherwise, you are going to be a proud owner of a book that's going to make you very happy in the next year or two to come. Once these movies get back in track again and they announce the X-Men, anything X-Men and Fantastic Four are going to go through the roof. Yeah, and Kevin says, dang, that's low. I'm telling you, look on eBay, see what these are selling for, and I am selling them below what you can buy them for on eBay. And I could easily start this at a higher price and get it. But I want to, try and give back when I can. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, I'm giving it away. But if you're paying for less than what you would normally pay for it and you save some money, hey, I'm happy to do that for you. 10 seconds left if you want to bid. And Kevin says, wish I would have waited to get mine. Well, sometimes if you think you have a deal and you want to pounce on it, you got to pounce. But as you can see, I keep my prices very fairly competitive. Because that's the benefit of having multiple copies, is I don't have to sell this at exactly the current fair market value or even go higher than that. All right, so this is the last chance. 1,250 would be the required. Yeah, and there you go, Michael Oliver. I got what I came for. A 0.5 sold for $885. So there you go. This is why I'm telling you, I sell my books at very reasonable prices. So a 0.5 of this book sold for $885. The current bid is $1,225 for a 2.0. So you're getting a great deal. And there are no official announcements yet. So this is the last chance if somebody wants to bid. Going once. Going twice. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, Mike. You are getting... I know some people will sit there and say that's a very expensive price, but you're getting a steal on that book. And he verified it, and that's why I encourage people to make sure you do your research, because a 0.5 of that book sold for $885. Unfortunately, Michael, the auction has been closed, so I appreciate your bid. But Michael, I don't want to take it away from him once I say that the list is closed, the auction is closed. But if Michael does not pay for it, Michael, you don't have to continue with your bid. You won at $12.50 because I did say that the auction was closed. I'm sorry, at $12.25. So I don't want you to have to raise your price. But if Michael does not pay, I will make an announcement. And the other Michael, if they want it, they can get it. But that will be for Michael Oliver to decide. So the winning bid is $1,225. And that's for a giant size X-Men #1 2.0. So congratulations. That was a great price. And you just saved yourself $50. So there's the information. And again, here is the shipping cost for the graded comics. It's $18.99 if you live in the continental United States. And it's a little bit higher to Canada. If you're from another country, let me know. So the winning bid, Michael Oliver, is $1,225. And Michael Solis, you just missed it. It did just close right after you made your bid. If Michael Oliver does not pay, you can get that. I will let you know. So it's up to him to decide if he wants it or not and pays for it. So Michael Oliver, you got a steal at $1,225. And we got the last book. Let's see what Michael says. I'm driving right now, Chris. As soon as I stop, I will pay. I'm going to use Cash App. That's perfectly fine. We don't want you to get into a accident or anything. Octavio says, do you have a higher grade GSX for sale? Not at this time. The rest of them I'm holding until the movies. Because, I mean, it would be silly for me to sell all of those books now when I could make triple the price in another year or two. That's why I wanted to sell one of them to help somebody else out. And if you saw what Michael put, a 0.5 of that book sold for $8.85. He just got it for $1,225 for a 2.0. All right, so we got the last book. This book was not announced. This is a Holy Grail book. It is a DC book. But when you see it, you're going to be like, wow, this is the time for me to sell this one. Because I'm looking for other books, so I do not mind sacrificing this book to make somebody else happy. So I am selling and it's my only copy. Kevin Anderson, I did have X-Men Force. I had 2 of them, but they already sold in my other auctions. So unfortunately, I don't have any others to sell at this point. So we have Brave and the Bold, number 28. The first appearance of the Justice League of America. I sent this in to get graded myself. This is a 3.5. I am starting the bidding on this book. And again, look this up so you can see that I am selling this for under what the value is. I am starting the bidding at only $2,999 plus free shipping domestically. So we got, and it is off-white pages. So I sent this in to get graded. Yeah, Michael, I'm sorry about that. There is a delay sometimes. You might be in the top chat instead of the live chat. So unfortunately, once I said it was closed and I didn't see anything, it's only to be fair to the seller. I mean, if Michael agrees to get into a bidding war, I'll let it happen and reopen it. But, I mean, if it was the other way, I would want to make sure that somebody else, got treated fairly. So I don't think he's going to want to go into a bidding war again. But if he wants to, I'll reopen it. But this is the last one. This is the first appearance of the Justice League of America. The movie has made this book, again, very desirable. And remember, they are making a Justice League 2 and even possibly a Justice League 3. So this is a book that needs no introduction. This is a 3.5 with off-white pages. Go look up what this book is selling for. No, Michael had one and came back to 3.5 too. Guy, congratulations. Great. This is an awesome book to have. So I am starting the bidding. And again, this is a book, if no one wants it, which I know because, the price is a little steeper on this, but it's still worth it if you see what the value is. I'll be more than happy to sit on this book and watch it continue and rise in price. So as you can see, this book is pretty darn pretty for a 3.5. There are no ripped pieces. There's most of the damage is along the spine, but again, if you look, there's not major damage at all. There's just little ticks along the spine. No, we are not reopening it. Yeah, I kind of figured that would be the case. But yeah, if it was the other way around, as soon as I say the auction is closed, I will make sure I honor that. I would do that for anybody. But sometimes if people are in the top chat instead of a live chat, they're going to have a log. But there's no way of me being able to see that until after the fact. So unfortunately, that's a YouTube thing. But I do appreciate the other Michael being understanding. Unfortunately, I can't control when YouTube does a lot of lagging. Yeah, and the other Michael says I wouldn't reopen it either if it was the other way around. So I appreciate that. And like I said, that's unfortunately it's a YouTube thing. So I can't control that. And I wouldn't have seen it until after. So I just want to be fair. So thank you for understanding. All right, so this is the last chance on this one. Again, this is Brave and the Bold, number 28. The first appearance ever of the Justice League of America. 3.5 with off-white pages. Go look up this book. And again, they're coming out with Justice League 2 and possibly Justice League 3. This book is in really good condition. As a matter of fact, when I got this, sent it to get graded, I was actually surprised that it only came back a 3.5. So this might be one to get repressed and sent to get regraded. But this is $2,999 and free domestic shipping. And if nobody bids on it, I will be more than happy to hold on to this book. This is another one of those books I can make more money if I hold on to it. So, again, go on eBay. If somebody wants to go on eBay and write it in the comments section of what a 3.5 is selling for, you will see that even though $2,999 may seem expensive, it is cheaper than what anybody else is selling it for right now. And again, I will take payment plans, so you have up to 4 months to pay for it, as long as you make the initial payment right away. Jensen says, I will have to talk to you offline. Yeah, absolutely. If this doesn't sell right now, and a week or two somebody sees this video and decides to contact me, as long as there hasn't been any other major announcements where the book is bumped up even more, I will honor that price to start out with, unless, of course, multiple people contact me. Then I will give them the option. The one that gives me the highest offer will get it. But I will do up to a 4-month payment plan on this book. So I will give it another minute because, like the other Mike was saying, there is a little bit of delay. So I do want to give people the opportunity, because this is a book you're not going to see in very many auctions online. And you're probably not going to see it in the price that I am giving it to. So every book that I have sold would have been more expensive if you would have bought it on eBay. So this is the first appearance of the Justice League of America, Snapper Carr, and Starro the Conqueror. Which I always thought, like, DC villains were kind of corny. I mean, really, the first villain you could think of is a starfish. But it is what it is. If you could make a gorilla become famous, like Gorilla Grodd, and you could make a talking raccoon and a talking tree famous, hey, you're a better writer than I'll ever be. So, Jonathan Peterson, the lowest bid I will take on this is $29.99. Trust me on this. This is a book that's going to continue in value. So, like I said, I'll be more than happy to hold on to this, but the starting bid is $2,999. I appreciate the offer, though, but this is a book I could definitely easily hold on to and let it increase in sale. So, if you would be interested in that, in the $29.99, this book can be yours. But I'm definitely selling it at a fair price. Leo, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with somebody making an offer. I've done it before. I'm not one of those people that gets offended. I've sent offers to people and they get offended. I was like, what's the big deal? All you have to do is say no or come back with a counter offer. Alex says, Chris, at some point I'll email you what I'm looking for and see if you have any. Okay, yeah, definitely. Contact me anytime. Just use peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Because I do have an Action Comics 2.5 of 252. And I do have multiple copies of that book. I have 2 of them in 2.5s and one in, I think, in 2.0, which wouldn't help you to upgrade if you already have a 2.0. And I know Alex, the Comic Quarter, also has this book, so he can attest that selling it at this price is actually a really good deal at this point. Yeah. So, Jonathan, I appreciate that. And don't worry, even if somebody is quote-unquote lowballing, which I don't see that. Lowballing to me would be somebody offering $500 for this book. So I don't view his as lowball, but even if somebody does, I don't get offended. There's nothing wrong with somebody asking for a deal, because the worst that I will say is thank you, but I'm looking for something different. I'm not one of those people that would get offended by that. I don't understand how somebody gets insulted by somebody asking for a discount. Nobody goes to a car dealership and says, oh, I'm going to pay exactly the price that you're quoting. Everybody asks for a lower price, and if you can get it for a lower deal, why not? Only the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So, Jonathan, I appreciate the offer. It's just a little bit lower than I'm willing to sell it for. But trust me when I say I would never get offended by somebody making a lower offer than what I'm currently selling a book for. All right, so this is the last chance. Again, I'll be happy to hold on to this book. And once again, I will allow up to a 4-month payment plan. $2,999 gets you a 3.5 Brave of the Bold 28 first appearance of the Justice League of America. And, of course, why everybody's buying it for a starfish. Rob Collect says, do you think the comic market is reaching bubble territory? Anything that you invest in has a bubble. The key is not of something being in a bubble, but is it in a bursting situation? And because of the fact that there are X-Men and Fantastic Four movies and Deadpool movies coming to the MCU, I still see at least another 5 to 10 years of comic book investing before a bubble bursts. This is what I've said, and I made a video about this before, so check it out. In my opinion, and of course you're asking me, so I'm sharing my opinion. Your opinion may be different. But in my opinion, it would take Marvel to make 3 bad movies in a row for the market to crash. Now, by bad movies, I don't mean your opinion of it. I mean sales-wise, they made much less than what they predicted. Like they're saying, oh, a movie should be making $1 billion and it makes $300 million. That would be a flop to them. So, one is to be expected. Eventually, Marvel may make a bad movie. Now, there are movies that are not the greatest, but they still made a heck of a lot of money. Like even Thor Dark World, which many would say is not one of the greatest movies of all time, still made them a heck of a lot of profit. They made more money on Dark World than they did the first Thor movie. I'm talking about financially. If Marvel makes 3 financially bad movies in a row, in my opinion, that's when the market will crash. So what I am doing is, you give one bad movie a pass, because it's going to happen eventually where they might make a movie that doesn't succeed. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. So you give the first one a pass. There will be people that will panic. Those are people who have no idea how to invest. After a second time in a row that happens, that's when I start selling the majority of my books. Because I'm not waiting for the third. Because if there's a third movie in a row, again, that is financially a failure, the comic market will no longer be able to sustain itself. But until that happens, you have all of these movies, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, you have branches off like Silver Surfer, Deadpool. There are so many new characters. I mean, Magneto in the MCU, really? I mean, these books are going to continue to go up for the foreseeable future. Now, obviously, anything can happen. If there's a world crash, then of course everything is going to burst. But I don't see the comic book market, even though prices are getting high, there's still, people are paying more and more for these books, which means there may be a bubble, but like I said, any investment has a bubble. It's when it pops. So I do not see the warning signs. Don't let anybody else scare you into thinking, because that makes a good video. If somebody wants to make a video where they get a lot of views and say things like, oh, the market's about to crash, you can't base anything on emotion. If you base your investments on emotion, you will fail 99% of the time because you're not doing it properly. So I don't base it on the rumors. I don't base it on mass groupthink. I base it on what I see and what I see in the future. And when I see all of these Marvel movies with all these new characters that are going to create one heck of a buzz not even happening yet, and people are still paying much higher prices than what anyone would have expected at this point, that is saying that the bubble is not close to being popped. So, in my opinion, watch the Marvel movies, and don't base it on your own opinion whether you like the movie or not. Base it on the finances. If they do 3 movies in a row that are failures as far as the value of the money they were supposed to make, at that point, people will be walking away. Not the first time. There will be many people when there's a bad movie. You'll get many people making videos saying, oh, I told you the market's about to crash. Don't listen to those people because they have no clue what they're talking about. You have to base it on more than one event. Because if you go by odds, so far every Marvel movie has been a financial success. Whether you liked it or not is your own opinion. But financially, even like Captain Marvel, I did not go to the movie theater to watch that movie. I didn't give them one dime. But they made over $1 billion. So even though, in my opinion, I thought the movie was a waste of time, and I did not like the person that plays the character, and they went too much into the social justice world, it still made money. So for them, it's a financial success. So it's not based on opinion of whether you like the movie or not. It's based on the money. And right now, they don't have any failures. But it will happen eventually. First time, you give them a free pass. Second time, you get concerned. Third time, you get out. But the smart people get out before that third time. So my advice, whether you want to follow it or not, is up to you. But if you see 2 bad movies from Marvel in a row that are financial failures, that's the time to back out. Because what will happen is you'll be able to sell the books. Because if you wait until the 3rd movie and it crashes, everybody's going to try and sell. You're not going to be able to sell your books. But if you sell before the peak and you get out, and the market crashes, well, you can buy them all back for about 1/10 of what you paid for them. So you'll have all your books back in probably about 2 or 3 years after a crash, and you'll save your money. And if you're smart, you'll do what the opposite of everybody else does. Because if you know anything about history, if you know about the Great Depression, it destroyed probably 90% of the population of the United States. But there were more millionaires that came out of that time period than any other time in U.S. history, because the smart people bought everything up and sold before everybody else panicked. So the idea is to be a smart investor. So we're going to end this one right here because there are no bids at this point. I'm surprised at that, but then again, like I said, I'll be more than happy to hold on to this book, and it will increase in value as the next movie comes and as more and more people get to see these Zack Snyder copy. So going once, going twice, no sale. So that is the last book. I want to congratulate all our winners. We got Nada. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I just don't want to butcher it. William, Joe, Alvin, Jordan, Jensen Will, who's ordered from me before, DLE Covers, Kevin Anderson, and Michael Oliver. I look forward to your payments. I will send these out as quickly as possible. Just do consider that it will take a day or two to get everything organized, and I will send them out as fast as I can. None of them will be in manila envelopes. Jacob Morgan says, how much, Chris? Are you talking about this? The bidding was starting at $2,999, which is way below what you would get this for on eBay. So this is, again, Brave and the Bold, 28, first appearance of the Justice League of America, 3.5. So if anybody offline is interested in that book, you are more than welcome to contact me. Here is the way you can contact me. The bottom is my email address at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. That is also my PayPal account, so if you want to make your payments there, again, if you send it, friends and family, don't mention anything when you make the payment. Just make sure you email me with all the information. Once you make the payment, just confirm with your email to me that you made the payment, what book you paid for, and where you want it sent. And once all payments have been confirmed, I will do my best to mail them out within about a 48-hour period. I do have to get a couple more boxes because I had just enough for the last 2 auctions, so it might take an extra day or two because I don't want to send anything out in a manila envelope. So I want to make sure you guys get your books safely. And again, if you've already bought from me and you got your books, please leave a comment in this video about your experience and what you thought, because I want to smash the reputation that some people have tried to ruin of mine by making all these false claims and accusations about me. And you'll see every person pretty much that made the payments where the books have been sent out, unless you're overseas or out of the United States, have already gotten their books. They arrived perfect as advertised. And a couple of people made videos showing that already. So if you go to my main page and you go under my lists of all the different categories of my videos, go to the favorite section. And anybody that made an unboxing video and does want to make one, I put it in the favorite section, so anybody that goes to my channel will see not only my videos, but they'll see yours too, and maybe you'll get a subscription. So I'd love for anybody that had the experience that ordered from me already, if they can share it publicly to let people know, and be honest, whether you liked it or not, I want your honest opinion. Let me know what you bought, how much you paid for it, what you thought about the auction, what you thought about the book, what you thought about the shipping, what you thought about the speed of the shipping, and I would appreciate it. So thank you very much to everybody. Michael Oliver says, Cash App will not let me add my debit card. If I do PayPal friends and family, do I still get the free book? Yes, you do. So if you want to send it friends and family, again, just send the payment. Don't write anything else. And then just email me with all your information once the payment has been sent, and you'll still get the free comic. So thank you for that question. I appreciate that. And anybody that wants the payment plan, just please let me know in the email. But again, you do have to make the first payment within the first 48 hours unless you need a couple of days to do it. As long as you let me know, I am more than willing to be patient. And if anybody does not honor their bid, I will post something in the comments section and it will be available for sale, or I'll just hold on to it. So thank you very much for participating. Thank you to everybody that was kind enough. 86 likes, so we got close to 100 likes in this video. If you are watching this from beginning to end, you are truly one of my power viewers, so please make that known in the comments section. And I hope you all enjoy your books when you get them. And don't forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. Thank you for participating. I hope you had a great experience, whether you bought a book or not. I'd love to hear your opinion of what you thought about the books as I was selling them. Keep looking on eBay. And happy collecting, guys. Have a great night.